Are prospectively, maybe, who knows, perhaps, I don't know, maybe I'm checking right now to see maybe whether we're live or not. Yeah, I think we should be live. I am Andrew. Whoa, let's see what's going on. Okay, yeah, we're good here. Yeah, there we go. All right. This is The Legal Mindset. I'm Andrew Esquire. Welcome to The Legal Mindset, where you can be your own judge. Yeah, today we're in studio. That's a little bit of the surprise here. One of the surprises today, many surprises today. But of course, always happy to be here with you guys. But I am today joined, not just by myself. No, it is not just me solo in this studio all by myself. I'm joined by a good friend of mine, Mr.
Benjamin Hart. My main channel is Integrity Legal Thailand. But Andrew, my good friend here, asked me to come on in, or him to come on in over here and get in here and dive into doing some legal mindset. So I'm happy to be here.
Yes, and we'll have a little bit of announcement of the things we'll be doing in the near future, in fact, tomorrow. But we're also joined by someone who, well, I don't know, we'll let her introduce herself.
Jenny.
Once again, in the mic, Jenny.
Jenny.
Okay, thank you so much.
Jenny, and that's it.
Yeah, Jenny, that's it.
So in the chat, that's it. Yeah. We finally did it. I know. It's crazy. We finally did it, guys. We got here. But yeah, appreciate y'all. And seriously, appreciate you guys being with me for 100K, for finally getting here, for sticking with me. So today, I'm going to talk with Ben just about a lot of the things that I've gone through in the last year, kind of get his reaction to that, because he knows about a lot of those events.
Or not at all.
Or not
That's
at all.
the other thing.
Or not at all.
I've been over here like frozen in time for 15 years.
Meanwhile, you guys can send in, and we've got it queued up here. We've got one shot in because Let's Go Brandon already queued up a $100 super chat in a previous stream, thinking it was my 100K celebration stream. So I've got one queued up here. This is, I'll call it a high-end whiskey. Very high-end whiskey.
Blue.
It's blue. It's a blue high-end whiskey.
It's a blue high-end.
A blue high-end whiskey.
Yeah.
And so cheers to you guys, and cheers to you guys helping me to 100K, and cheers to Brandon, who probably has poured thousands of dollars into subsidizing my debauchery over the past couple months. So cheers to that, Brandon. Appreciate you.
You know why they're called shots?
Oh, God. Tell me, Boomer.
They're actually literally called shots because in the Old West, when you would come in, if you didn't have cash on you, you'd trade one single bullet for that amount of whiskey. That's what it actually came from.
That is a fun fact. Were you around in the Old West, Ben?
I actually, indeed, okay. I was. I'm a vampire. Been around for 176 years.
That sounds about right.
You ever see the show True Blood? That's actually, they based that on my life story, yeah.
I think so. You are pretty and sparkly like a vampire should be.
Fuck you.
Anyways, hey, let's get to some of these super chats. So, Jenny, we'll start with the first one. You can read it. Just read it here from Sleazy.
Okay. Sleazy. Okay. Sleazy says, "Good job. Now do better and get a mil subs." Oh, and this is in before one of the women asked for a button. This is to add a button.
Listen, buttons are $500 a pop till we get 2 down, and then it's going to be 10K, or we're out of here. But yeah,
Sleazy, you're high end.
I am high end.
You're high end.
I'm a classy hoe. I'm a very classy hoe.
Clearly.
My billables are high, Ben. We're not over here slumming it. This is the Kansas rules.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Florida's a little Miami, a little
classier. A little
further up the food chain.
Yeah,
I get you.
Those Brazilian butt lifts are expensive.
I hear you.
I put a lot of money into them.
I just came back from the States. Everybody and their dog has those over there.
They're really.
When did that happen? I haven't been in the United States for 5 years, and I just went to the United States for 10 days for the first time in 5 years. It was like being on an alien planet. Sorry, I didn't mean to interject that in there.
No, it's all good. It's all good. We like the aliens. So, okay. Next one here we got is from...
Ike Evnaris says, "Congrats on getting to 100K. Been with you since Rittenhouse. Working on moving myself to the Philippines to work as a pilot and enjoying the wonderful Filipina flight attendants. Once again, congrats. Have some lady boys on me."
Okay. How do you feel about, Jenny, how do you feel about Filipina flight attendants?
I don't know.
Okay.
I've never seen Filipina flight attendants.
Okay. Ben, what is your feeling on Filipino flight attendants?
Seem all right. I've never actually been to the Philippines.
Really?
So, yeah. Yeah.
Southeast Asia, never been to the Philippines.
Never been to the Philippines. Never been to Vietnam either. Been here 15 years. Never been to
never been to
Vietnam.
Nam.
Never been to Nam. Never been to the Phils.
All right.
Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, yes. Malaysia, yes. No Singapore, no Indonesia, no Philippines, no Nam.
Okay, well there you go.
Yeah.
I'll have to put those on my list so I can
Yeah.
hold one over on old,
The old man
the
over
old man over here.
Yeah.
So we got one from members. This is a member chat, and it's from
Patrick Kennedy says, "Let's get this cavalcade of degeneracy, sorry,
Yeah.
on the road."
Perfect. And he's been a member for 14 months of Base Legal Mindset, the BLM. Appreciate you, Patrick. And I also appreciate you signing up for YouTube Hustle Mastery, which is my course, which is available on YouTubeHustleMastery.com. 8 weeks of webinars and a YouTube course. So I appreciate that. Appreciate you. Cavalcade is a great word. I like it.
If I can say something there on your YouTube mastery, this guy, since I first met him, I've been doing YouTube for 7 years. I'm like a child compared to his level of understanding of how YouTube works. So I got to imagine his course is probably pretty good. Not to blow too much smoke over there, but
No, I'm feeling like you just licked my rectum gently, so I appreciate that.
That's how I roll. So what can I say?
And we've got one from an old man in Korea, an old sketchy man with a weird hat, who I definitely do not owe several drinks to. Can you read this one from this sketchy old Korean man in a hat? Who's not Korean.
Legal
Get the
Vices.
mic.
Okay. Legal Vices says 10K won advance on dinner on me. Sorry, I can't really. Next time you get down to Busan, congrats, brother, and YouTube senpai.
You say senpai really well.
Senpai.
It comes naturally to Asians.
Okay.
Comes naturally to Asians.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Naturally to Asians.
Yeah.
Yeah. Senpai is very natural.
Yeah.
Jeff Legal Vice is used to Oppa, but hey, we will give him what he can get.
I saw Rising Sun once, so I also know this word.
Appreciate that. And also, Agrilith, I saw your comment. That's Burma now, you imperialist swine. No. Sorry. Sorry.
I thought it was Burma before. Now it's Myanmar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never get that Burma-Myanmar thing, because there was a long time where they used to say Myanmar and then they put Burma in parentheses afterwards, so I can never figure out what that one is, but I call it Myanmar or whatever. That's me.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good in the hood here. We've got a couple more, so let's read this one from the next one from Reply by Mail.
Reply by Mail says, "Bud Light's on me." Laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is on you, buddy.
Jenny, have you seen the Bud Light commercial in America starring Dylan Mulvaney? Okay, well, we'll need to put that on the list.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah, we'll put that on the list.
You got to remember, over here, that stuff just it doesn't even make a dent because nobody all of that stuff doesn't matter over here. People are just like, yeah, okay, that's whatever.
Yeah. Okay, read this one that you think is funny. Read this one, Jenny.
Okay, Nathan C says, "Who is the middle-aged Logan Paul and the Asian chick?"
Go fuck yourself.
Who's Logan Paul?
You don't know who Logan Paul is?
Honestly,
You're
no.
a fucking boomer.
I'm sorry.
He
I agree
fights.
with middle age.
He
When I
does
heard
fights.
middle age, and I'm not doing any fights, man.
No, that's Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh,
No, they both
oh,
fight,
no,
don't they?
do.
They both fight.
I don't know.
I think they both fight. I think Logan
You had
and
me
Jake
with
fight.
middle aged. I realized who you were talking about from context, but who is,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
who
want
is
to
Logan
grab
Paul?
my phone right now and show you.
Yeah.
Am I showing my age or lack of connection to
Very much
anything
so.
pop culture?
Very
reference?
much
Yeah.
so right now, Ben.
Fair enough.
R. Johns.
Huh?
Right here.
Okay. R. John says, "Congrats on 100K with Windermere."
From Windermere.
Fire. From Windermere. Fire.
Fire. Yes, thank you so much out there in Windermere, where all the bougiest bastards in Central Florida live, right north of Disney World, so close you can hear the fireworks if they're not playing the Pride Anthem or whatever they're doing right now this month. Or
The Rains of
it's
Windermere.
It's Raining Men, you know.
What is this?
I don't know.
Sounds like a very weird piece of
it's
geography down there.
It's a freaking weird place.
Fair enough.
Oh, shout out to Flawed TV joining us in the chat. Appreciate you and the fellow content creators. We got to hang out one day. You have not been on my stream, so definitely hit me up to come on one day, Flawed. Appreciate you. And then last we got one from...
Krusty Moo. Hey, Krusty Moko. Says, congrats, mi pinche carnal. Did I read that right?
How much?
$5.
$5. Okay. Mi pinche carnal. Yes, you did it right. You did pretty good.
Okay.
You did pretty good.
You're pretty fluent in Spanish, aren't you?
Un
No, I'm
poquito,
not.
por favor.
Okay.
Un poquito.
I have no idea what you're saying, but.
Yo vivo en Miami, todo de mi vida.
Un pu pasatai da nitio.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm sorry with the time flex over here. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not like it's a complicated language or anything.
Yeah, no.
No,
Tai's
yeah,
an easy
it's
one.
an
Yeah,
easy one,
sure.
man.
Yeah, no problem there.
Yeah. No, but seriously, appreciate y'all and appreciate all y'all that have been here for a while, been hanging out forever. So yeah, we're not wasting any time on this ride at all whatsoever. And appreciate you guys who are also over on Locals. I am watching on Locals. So Locals, if you do a Locals chat, I will definitely have that read out as well. So guys, strap in there. Brandon, you say it's time to get wasted. I'm waiting, bro. I'm waiting here. And with bated breath. We got one more before I'll move on with the first topic we're going to talk about.
I gotta read that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you gotta read
it,
that.
Jenny. You gotta
More.
read it.
More money. Okay. Deha Ko says, congrats on the 100K. Discovered you on Fresh and Fit last autumn. Been hooked ever since.
Awesome, appreciate you, and I should be back on Fresh and Fit when I'm out there in August and September. I think it's time we talk about what we're doing here because I think we can just chalk that up right now because Fresh and Fit, they're good friends. Myron and Myron used to be my personal trainer. I knew him before he did Fresh and Fit, and seeing them come up from literally nothing, him start from literally nothing to doing the biggest thing ever, is part of my a tiny aspect of my inspiration to come together and just not just do YouTube and do my channel Legal Mindset, but do what's on the horizon here. And what's on the horizon is a new channel which we've just launched, which is pinned for our launch stream, and that is Bangkok Bros.
Yes, yeah, Bangkok Bros. So, as I'm looking to go with is, hello fellow passport bros and all the ships at sea, on land, in the air, wherever you may be. We are over here. I've been here 15 years in Thailand. Went to Korea first, very similar to the trajectory of you, although you spent about 3 years up in Korea.
Yeah.
Again, I've been out here in Thailand 15 years. Was up in Korea about 8 months before that. If you can't tell from the Logan Paul comment, which nobody's still told me who that is, I've kind of been frozen in kind of pop cultural ice being out in Southeast Asia this long.
Yes.
And when I hooked up with Mr. Andrew over here some time back, I really realized that, there's something here. You really discovered Asia, and I think that to have sort of a counterpoint, a Western counterpoint to podcast about from this side of the Pacific, I think there's something to be said for that. So I'm looking forward to doing this thing with you and looking forward to a good time over there.
I'm absolutely looking forward to a good time, as well as people being loving. By the way, Leprechaun Gold's in $100 super chat, so you know what that means. It's time for a little bit of the good stuff, a little
some
bit
blues there
of the
going.
blues. We're having the 100 blues. Just pour that little shot right in there of the good old stuff.
I find it interesting to watch him getting bombed.
So hey, cheers, Leprechaun Gold. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the shekels you toss out this way, and all your support for this channel and all you've done to support the community. Cheers.
Good stuff.
Very good stuff. Whoa, I'm getting strong. All right, we've got this one here. Jenny, can you read this one here?
The Lonely Kakapo says, wow, Andrew, I can't believe you managed to get Gordon Ramsay on your show.
Is that the chef guy?
That's a chef guy.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
he's
chef
kind
guy.
of a dick, isn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah.
That one's probably pretty spot on.
that's
In
pretty-
fact, Jenny sent me in the office, and our producer back here, Kari, seen me in the office. That one might be right. I'll give you that one. Again,
That's
Logan
pretty good.
Paul, I'm still waiting around for an explanation on who that is.
Yeah.
But okay.
And guys, it is people wondering what time it is. I see people saying, what time is it there? It's 7 p.m. So our new stream, which we're going to try to do Wednesdays, Sundays, and Tuesdays.
Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Sorry, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're trying to do those days. It's going to be at this time, 7 p.m. Bangkok, which is 8 a.m. Eastern. So for people on this side of the woods, it's going to be the evening show. People on that side of the woods, it's your morning show. Hey, you're watching us, have fun, have great guests in here. And just really tell them about what it's like in Thailand and watch
Well, news, I mean, like
reaction.
a little bit of news, but more. One thing that I think is really happening, not to get too serious here, but I think we're seeing a real shift where a lot of especially younger guys are now starting to discover Southeast Asia. I got to tell you, in the last 15 years of me coming up, I was always the youngest guy by orders of magnitude, literally in every room that I was in. I mean, I'm 41 years old now. To some of these guys, you've hung out now with a lot of my people I hang out with here. I'm usually 10 years younger than everybody in the room. What's really cool now is to have an opportunity to be interacting with a bunch of people that are not older than me anymore. And as you can see, I'm learning a lot because I don't even know what you people are saying half the time. So again, as we've discussed, we have this kind of ongoing thing. It's like an age in Asia. If I've been here 15 years, you got to double that number and add it to my age. I'm like a 71-year-old man.
Right, so your balls are gray as hell. Is what we're trying to say. So he's been in for a while.
Silverback,
I'm
yeah,
just
absolutely.
the young 40-year-old kid, you know.
Well, in age in Asia, so what? You're 36 on the real thing, and then you're 3
3
years here. Times that by 2, so take it up. You're 42 years old.
Right.
And I'm 71.
Wait, is Jenny older than me?
Oh yeah. Well, no. Locals don't.
Locals don't count.
Well, you don't.
Oh, okay. All right. You're scuttled.
Jenny's a young.
You don't count. You don't count. Important question. What's the going rate on pole dancers there now? Important question.
Well, the business model in Thailand, especially in the go-go scene, that's a freebie to sell beer. Like over on the other side, you have to buy beer in order to be in one of those establishments. Over here, there's such a plethora of that they have to use that as advertising to get you in to buy beer. So I would say there is no going rate. That's just standard fare in that sector of the economy. Put it that way.
And appreciate Meme Copium and his folks joining through the raid. I saw that in there. So appreciate y'all coming in for the 100K stream. Appreciate you, Josh, over there in Japan. I think Josh is like big into Japanese stuff. So Jenny, do you know how to call him an idiot in Japanese? No.
Jindeiru. I don't know.
It's baka.
I don't know. I don't know Japanese.
Jenny doesn't know.
Yeah. No,
Jenny speaks English and Thai. How would you call him an idiot in Thai?
Call him an idiot in
Thai.
Oh,
that's pretty harsh, actually. That was
good. That was damn good. Nice. So you've just been felted, Josh, in a foreign language. How does it feel? Are you shriveling up and returning to New Zealand with your Kiwis? Have fun, buddy. Appreciate you. So anyways, let's talk about the beginning of the channel. So a little bit of history. We're going back in the day here. So what I first started this channel on was really during the height of the lockdowns, the Rona, which we can now talk about on COVID.
Yeah, about
right?
time.
About damn time. So those that were here for that, I know some of you were here, Patrick, Danielle. Like, back then, I just felt like nobody was talking about anything related to the lockdowns, related to Rona, related to how ridiculous it is under the law, how it was unconstitutional.
Yeah.
And one of the things I got along with Ben was that I think you felt the same way about here in Thailand.
Well, you saw. Okay, so for me, I sort of backed into YouTube. I started doing it again. I own a law firm here. I've had that going for 15 years, and we started doing YouTube. And then, what was it when that happened? When coronavirus started, at the beginning, I was doing a lot of updated information about immigration, how to get in and out of Southeast Asia. We had a full-on lockdown here for 6 weeks, and then as time went along, and our producers back here laughing because, you know, it became almost like an ideological war, sitting around talking about why are we doing this? Why, none of this stuff makes any sense. Where's the legal basis for any of it? And I was looking at it from both through the lens of American law as well as Thai law, where what in the hell are you talking about with this stuff? And I think you and I really found that we were on a similar wavelength. That was kind of where we came together, was the corona. Because the first video you saw, I think, of mine was when I did our travel regulation is going to be this Orwellian forever.
Right.
And then we did our first sort of collab on that, kind of talking off of that.
It seemed like, honestly, being in Asia, and those that are out and have been to Asia, we were like on a next level lockdown. I went from Florida where we were already in September.
Yeah, you were kind of done with it.
We're done with it. Like, we had no masks. We didn't
Yeah.
give a fuck. We had an order out which said judges could not punish us for not following local COVID
Oh, right.
regulations.
Okay.
So even the super woke jurisdictions couldn't punish us.
Right.
So literally my condo was like, you need to wear a mask. I'm like, you need to eat these dicks. You know, like eat these balls.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
you know, it's just like
You need to
suck
fuck
on a
off.
nut.
You
Yeah,
need
like
to
fuck
fuck
you.
off.
You can't do
Like,
anything,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
like, you know, I come to Korea and they put me in mandatory lockdown
Yeah.
and isolation for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? I'm wearing a mask everywhere I
Yeah.
go. I went into a bar and there was one person that came in within 2 hours with corona who tested positive. I was locked down for 2 weeks because somebody else was positive. I
Yeah.
tested double negative. They still wouldn't let me out.
Yeah, look, in Thailand, credit where credit's due, of pretty much all the jurisdictions down here in Southeast Asia, Thailand at least remained open for tourism. You could do it after the first 6 weeks of lockdown. Now, everybody had to go through 2 weeks of quarantine. That was its own nightmare. And then they had what they called the Phuket Sandbox, which everybody up here in Bangkok called Phuket Devil's Island, because you know, you were basically in a situation where you were stuck on Phuket for 2 weeks.
Much
and you
different
could-
than a devil's threesome.
Very different than Devil's
okay.
Threesome.
Just
Yeah.
very
Oh,
clear,
sorry.
very clear.
Just to clarify, I
Yeah,
don't want to conflate the two things.
Yes.
You know, that being said, it was not a good time. I hope we never go back to that. But I will give credit to Thailand for it was the most reasonable jurisdiction in the region. But that wasn't a real high bar because, you know, getting in and out was a pain. It was a weird place to be during that time period, as I'm sure it was in the United States and other places. But, yeah, that's how we kind of came together, as we both sort of saw that was nonsense, especially from a lawyer's perspective. What really bugged me about that throughout the whole thing was that you had these lawyers that seemed to go along.
No.
with it.
That the worst
You know.
thing was the worst thing, especially on YouTube. People simping hard for daddy big government.
Yeah.
They were so in the beginning of lockdown. They were just absolutely like, yeah, we got to do what they say. We got to do it for the health. Blah blah blah.
We're all in this together.
We're all in this together. And
What does that mean?
the lawyers were backing this up, like, yep, totally legal, totally constitutional.
Yeah.
And like, now, in retrospect, they've been like, well, maybe we shouldn't have done that.
Well,
right?
that recent opinion by Justice Gorsuch, where he basically came out and he was like, what the hell have we been doing the last 3 years? Basically, I mean, it was like 15 pages of this was all not. That was the greatest thing, arguably, I've ever seen promulgated by a government in the history of time.
Whoa,
Going back to the Bill of
Ben,
Rights.
Ben. This is
Yeah.
a simple show. I'm a simple Florida lawyer. You can't be using words like promulgate.
Oh, I'm
Those are
sorry.
too big. You got
I'm
simple,
sorry. I'm sorry.
simple words. my friend.
Communications emanating from a government body. Sorry,
Simple words.
I've been kind of locked away in my own little closet over here, so I get kind of a little too cerebral.
Speaking of secrets, Jenny, I think we have a super chat for you to read here.
Britt Cormier says, now we know Andrew's secret. Quote, you need to eat these D's. Andy, quote, 2 guns, Esquire. I need to let the judge know to update his search.
Yeah, probably need to shepherdize that, I'm sure.
Referencing the certain Alabama judge who tried to search me on the Florida bar as Andrew Esquire.
Wow, I was unaware of that.
Yeah, he's like, that doesn't exist. I'm like, you are mentally challenged.
you understand I have a surname, sir.
And he's like, who uses a fake name? Oh, my God.
On YouTube, many people.
Yeah.
The internet is a series of tubes. You know, I mean, what? Like, I have never used one because I started that way, but yeah, I get it. I mean, that was your hand. Okay, whatever. Yeah, that was your handle.
Yeah.
Okay, it's your journey. It's your journey.
It's my journey.
It's your truth. It's your journey.
Yes, but that's my secret. 2 guns, Andrew. Jenny, we got one for how much, Jenny?
$99.99.
So pretty much $100, yes.
Yes. D-Watt
99
says
point-
congrats on the 100K.
Thank you, D. Watt. Appreciate you. And now we'll be back into a little bit more of this blue here as we get another $100 shot. Appreciate you, D. Watt. You've been a good follower. Appreciate you and all the support throughout all of the coverage that we've had on this channel. Speaking of coverage, and Jenny, you just read that one, so it reminds me. Ben, what is the name of your company here?
Integrity Legal.
Jenny, like, you work.
And yeah.
So Jenny, you work with Ben, at his law firm. Did you have a question about his business practices?
Yes, I want to know why is it called Integrity Legal?
Well, it's funny you should ask. I actually, it's actually an homage to my mother. If you go back, yeah, I know, I'm such a nice
Benny boy.
Yeah. Says the guy that lives half a world away from his entire family. The who I love. That's its own thing. It's no problem. My mother founded a company called Integrity Title. She was a property lawyer back in Kansas. She did a lot of title work. Title companies. You did real estate. You know how that all goes. Yeah, she owned a title company. She called it Integrity Title. She ended up doing other stuff. She sold that. But I always just kind of liked the name. So when I came here, I called it Integrity Legal. And, the rest was history. And, again, been out here 15 years. Started off doing primarily U.S. immigration work. Became a Thai citizen 5 years ago. So I can, pretty much, again, I make it very clear. I am an American attorney who happens to have Thai nationality. I am not a Thai attorney. That's a very different thing. But I do work with Thai attorneys here in the firm. I am the managing director of the firm. We do a lot of good Thai legal stuff. Jenny here works with my wife, who actually manages the accounting and corporate services side. And we have a good time, I guess, as much of a good time as you can have doing corporate services.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just an interesting thing. I mean, obviously, what everybody thinks when they think of integrity.
Integrity Farms, Integrity Weed.
I was waiting for you to get that reference. When that episode came out, and Randy's like, you know what they need?
We need some integrity.
America needs a little bit more integrity.
Integrity.
I'm like, did this motherfucker name it after that? Because they legalized weed in Thailand.
Well, what's even funnier is the coincidence is I actually have my cannabis licenses now since they legalized cannabis here in Thailand. I went ahead and got them. Wiser man than myself once said, if they're handing out paperwork in Thailand, go and get yourself some. So I went down and did that. But no, it does not operate under integrity. I had no intention to be integrity weed or integrity weed, but I guess, coincidence is God winking at you. So there you go.
Yeah, it happened. All right, so going on. So after I hit COVID, right, I hit the Rittenhouse case. Now, like a lot of you guys out there, and if you guys were here for Rittenhouse in the chat, drop an R in the chat. I want to see you guys drop those hard R's in the chat, those R slurs. Drop those hard in the chat. You guys know what I'm talking about. So Rittenhouse, what did you hear about the case? Because for me, that was one of my breakout moments when I was just sitting there, and Gage Grosskreutz admitted that he pointed the gun at Kyle Rittenhouse's
Was he
head.
the guy that got his arm blown off?
He got his bicep blown off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, bye bicep.
Yeah.
So he goes and he was asked, so you pointed your gun directly at his head before he shot you.
Yeah.
And he said yes. And I'm like, that's it.
Yeah.
It's over. That's it.
That was what I was thinking.
And then there was a picture of Binger, who's the gay, literally. His name was Flufferboy69 or whatever on Grindr or whatever else he was on.
So he wasn't really being discreet.
No, he was
discretion
kind of
was
out
not
there.
the better part of valor.
Binger was out there.
Right.
And his co-worker, which is Krause, his name was Krause, but he was a giant man, like a gargantuan Jabba the Hutt type character.
Is she a great big fat person?
Yes, a very fat person. And he's just sitting like that. And I'm like, look at Binger. Look at Big Boy. And it just killed, went out there, went viral. And I think after that day, I got 10, 20,000 subs.
Wow, really?
Just out that viral moment. But what did you hear about Rittenhouse? What would you hear?
With a lot of this stuff over here, I mean, we kind of get, like with everything, you kind of get kind of a filtered down version. I mean, you can drill down into it if you want to. I just remember what I looked into with Rittenhouse is it was like, I didn't really understand what he was doing out on the street. That always kind of boggled my mind. But when I kind of looked into the case, I just remember thinking, well, this is kind of one of those justifiable homicide kind of situations. I mean, this guy gets threatened with deadly force, and he met it with deadly force. That was how I saw it. Now, again, I didn't drill down into it the way that you did and the way that you've done with some of these cases, which, it's just, I'm working 18 hours a day having to deal with, the stuff I got to deal with in our office. So
no, but that's
I'm off work, I don't really want to look into other cases.
And that's what I tell other people, right? When they're like, wait, you don't know what Nick Rekieta is doing right now? You don't know what was on Timcast tonight? You don't know what was going on Rogan or whatever else? I'm like, dude, I am doing research to try to do stuff for you. So it's like, at the same point, like I am absolutely busy. I cannot be doing stuff all the time.
Yeah, no, you can't sit around. I find it very difficult to be watching any type of, to keep up with. I mean, at this point, the social media has just become so ubiquitous. It's just everywhere. It's very hard to keep up with all these topics all the time.
Yeah, no, it's impossible to keep up with all of them. But you do the best that you can.
You have to.
Yeah,
you have to. At the end of the day.
But yeah, well, I mean, Rittenhouse, like, and I know that some of you guys were watching it with my good friend Ozzy Overlord, a good friend of mine, a good friend of the channel.
Oh, he's like an Australian. What do they have down there? Barristers.
Barristers.
He's a
Are
barrister.
they solicitors or barristers?
The
Are they
British
Joeys?
system.
What are they called?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, ruse.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's down there. He's a good friend of mine, good friend of the channel. He's going to have a character written into the manga. By the way, for those that subscribe to Adjudicator's Academy, my LawTube meets Harry Potter manga, that should be done in like about 2-3 weeks.
You made all those words up, didn't you?
No, those are real words.
Okay. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
those are real words.
Fair enough.
That should be done in 2-3 weeks. Ozzy Overlord is a character in that. You guys will get to see that very soon. I was very happy with how he came out in the rendering on that one. But that being said, no, it was pretty much the crux of the Second Amendment, right? Because if you are not allowed to defend yourself, why the hell do you have the Second Amendment? Because you're not out there being like justified war, like what other context you're using it other than self-defense and hunting.
Do you think do you think in that case, like I kind of came to that at the end. So my focus oftentimes when I was watching that seemed to be on the judge. I got the impression that if by some stroke of insanity, in my opinion, the jury had gone against him, I thought the judge would have done a JNOV and just been like, look, we're pulling this out.
Okay,
like,
Ben, stop it. JNOV. Judgment notwithstanding
the verdict.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
Like, yeah.
I don't know about that because, frankly, I watched...
I mean, it's pure speculation, but I just remember, especially after that, the testimony of literally were you threatening this guy with absolutely imminent deadly force. From that moment forward, the guy's face just looked like, why are we even here?
Yeah, well, but you'd still be surprised. Guys, Jack Murphy Beards, if you are members, by the way, shout out to BLM and RPG, my members. Jack Murphy Beards in the chat for the cuckery of the judges that failed to do JNOVs, they failed to do directive verdicts when we've seen in various cases we've been watching, such as Kim Potter, which said it was clearly a mistake, and they've given faulty jury instructions. Several other cases where they could have given a directive verdict, but the judge was too scared to do it because they don't want to be perceived as overstepping the jury, right? They have this thing where they want to let the jury get everything. Mm-hmm. They don't want to be the gatekeeper. Yeah, thank you, Danielle and Andrew Raff, for those Jack Murphy beards.
But I find it rather interesting, and I mean, this is more of a philosophical discussion where there seems to be this like massive revulsion at the notion of jury nullification, where it might result in more freedom for the individual defendant, and then there's this fear where there's the notion that a judge might actually override a jury in favor of a defendant's legal rights, possibly. That seems very inverted to me to the notions of liberty that should be enshrined in our legal system, in my opinion, one man's opinion. And again, you got to bear in mind, I've been out here for 15 years. I'm kind of attenuated away from how the legal system is operating in the United States. Is the term of art that they use when describing what's called obscenity law. They oftentimes will talk about contemporary community standards. I may be just totally out of touch with contemporary community standards. That's certainly a possibility, but yeah.
Yeah. You're out of touch is the answer.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, you're out of
Fair
touch
enough.
is the answer.
I'm out of touch. Yeah, I'm going to start getting memed with "You're Out of Touch," that song from the 80s. Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah.
Appreciate y'all, and thank you so much, everybody, stopping through here. And by the way, thank you for all being here, all the members. I want to give a quick shout out to the ones that see in the chat. Andrew F., Edward Lockhart, Zaya Rose, Patrick Kennedy, Ike Everness, Melody Oswin, W. Daisy Williams, and appreciate y'all all joining in the chat today. Let's see. Wait, what is this? Jenny, can you read this one here? By Don Baca.
Kyle must have done a great job hiding the third corpse, lol.
Yeah, there's still people out there that believe that Kyle Rittenhouse shot black people and that he killed the third person.
Is there any evidence to that effect?
There's zero evidence to that effect. It's completely made up bunk, and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
There you go. That's how the internet works, I guess.
So the next thing, and the next way I grew. So after Rittenhouse, after COVID, Rittenhouse was Johnny Depp. Now I'm excited to talk about this because I think that Jenny knows more about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard than you do.
Amber, never heard of her. I cracked myself up, folks.
No. That was bad. That's bad.
I told you I had a dad joke chambered. I told you I had a dad joke chambered.
That's bad. That was really bad. That was really fucking bad.
I love it.
That was really bad. Actually, let me ask. So Jenny, real quick, what do you know about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? Do you know anything?
I just know that they had a divorce and that she was probably not very nice to him.
Not very nice to him?
Yeah.
Like kind of crazy?
Yeah, kind of crazy.
Yeah. Does she look crazy? Does like Amber Heard look crazy to you?
No, I think she looks pretty, but she's.
Well, you can be pretty and crazy. They're not mutually exclusive.
That's. I think she's pretty but crazy.
Yeah.
Sweet but psycho, as they say.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes.
I heard
sense.
an Ava Max song one time, so there you go. Chalk that up to the win column.
So yeah, no, like that thing blew up because that was at the height of the Me Too movement. And you've been over here for 15 years.
Yeah.
So Ben is at the point where Ben was literally asking me before this, oh, it's wrong to say Oriental in
I'm
America
standing by
right
that
now.
one. I'm sorry. There's an Occident. There's an Orient.
Nobody knows the word Occident, man.
Well, there is a word. It's called I know the word. You know.
Yeah. Okay, so are you aware that there was this Me Too movement? Are you aware about generally what happened?
Yeah, sure. I was aware. I actually remember back when I used to be able to file immigration cases at the local immigration office here before they pulled that out under Trump. I remember I actually, up to that point, so that's going back now about 6-7 years, I actually was a little more aware of this stuff because I had to watch CNN when I'd go down and file that stuff, and I'd get stuck down there for 2 or 3 hours at a clip, and CNN would just be on a loop. And I remember when that started because, like, it was started with Weinstein, and then it just kind of snowballed. The one that always I felt like he didn't seem to get a fair shake was the Prairie Home Companion guy. He seemed to just kind of gotten knocked off without anybody really explaining why. And old Charlie Rose. I never quite understood what happened with Charlie Rose. It's just I remember seeing something on CNN that said, "Oh yeah, Charlie Rose got canceled too," and I was like, "Well, okay." But it that was another phenomenon that it just kind of seemed like it came and there wasn't a lot of explanations given for why things were happening. It was just like everybody was just supposed to take your word for it that they were in fact being canceled for quote unquote good reason. It seemed a little strange.
Yeah, no, they're always, I mean, the thing was people would just get canceled left and right because someone would come in and they'd say, oh, you know, this guy grabbed my ass or this guy, hit on me or did something that made me uncomfortable, and they're getting fired. Well, social media, the issue with Me Too was social media was pillorying them. So with Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp, what happened was Amber Heard went out there and did a media blitz.
Didn't she like poop in his bed? Wasn't there something about that?
Chat, please put Amber turd emojis in the chat for the shit in the bed. Please drop those turds.
But that happened, right?
That actually happened, yes.
Yeah, like they testified to that. That occurred.
Is there like pictures?
Yes.
Yeah, well, pictures.
Would you like me to pull those up and give you a live reaction? Okay, Kari, can we get the camera on Jenny real quick as I show her this? Hold on. Let me pull this up. Here it is.
Okay. Wait, so they pulled that up in court?
In court. This was pulled up in court. You know what she said?
So he had the
hold on. You know what she said did that? You know what she said did that?
Her dog.
2 Yorkies. They made that. That's bigger than a fucking Yorkie.
Yeah, see, that's all I really remember from the Depp thing is that he was dating a chick from Aquaman that pooped in his bed. That's what I recall.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she blamed it.
Don't put it on snooze.
She blamed it on the dog. All right, let's get these extra 2 here. So these 2 super chats are waiting to come in.
Oh. 2?
Starting Britt.
Okay. Britt Comier says.
For how much?
For $5 says, saying Amber is kind of crazy is like saying the sun is kind of bright. Amber is bag of cats crazy.
Bag of cats crazy. That's pretty crazy.
Do you know about cat ladies? Is that a thing?
Yes. Okay, yeah. Well, I think cat ladies are worldwide. That's a phenomenon that occurs. We have many of them in Thailand.
Yeah, that's universal.
They're around. They're around.
That's pretty universal. Yeah. She's that level.
Yeah. She was in, like, what's her claim to fame? Like Aquaman or something?
And shitting in Johnny Depp's bed.
Also, right, correct. Yeah, sure.
That's going to be the most thing she's famous for now.
Yeah, that's
Aquaman was kind of a trash movie.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the one that...
People are going to forget Aquaman. They're going to remember the shit.
Probably, yeah. When you poop in people's beds, they tend to remember it.
Yeah.
And then when you take that into court, that's probably going to stick with you for a while.
And you meme it into oblivion, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Kind of helps. And appreciate all of the turds out there. I see you, Phyllis, Drowan with the Amber Turds, Mephisto's movie reviews, Edward M. Lockwood, M. Daisy Williams. Appreciate all those Amber Turds in the chat. That's a little cute little Amber Turd emoji. All right. So let's see right here. Yeah, go ahead with that one.
Okay, Rabbit1, $5 says, Hayden is awesome. He did a deep dive into Mr. Hands. Congrats on 100K. I know it's Gay Pride Month, but can you tone down the spamming shorts? Poop, 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 poop.
Oh, hey, listen.
I have no idea what was being communicated.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
I'm a little out of it.
So, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know who Mr. Hands is. So that sounds like Mr. Hands probably sounds like somebody's kind of gropey. Like it does not sound good.
It doesn't sound like someone who's not gropey.
Right.
I would say you probably wouldn't use that for somebody who's a frigid person as far as gropey goes.
Mr. Hands sounds very, very, very questionable.
Yeah. Probably not someone you want to drop off your kids at daycare with. I'd say. If I'm just being honest.
You definitely want to avoid that. So yeah, no, but it is Gay Pride Month, so yeah, you can feel good about that. No, doing shorts. I may stop doing shorts after this month because it is what it is. The algorithm for a while was favoring shorts, just so people know, but now it seems they're back in ambivalence about it. So yeah, the shorts may go away shortly, but no pun intended. But that being said, still gonna have Unlegal Mindset at least one live a week on YouTube, and then recorded videos coming out, new information every single day of the week. Also, I'll do locals, so if those are members of legalmindset.locals.com, have lives there every week. And now, Bangkok Bros, which is the new collaboration with Ben for those just joining, because we have 372 in the chat.
Wow, really? We got 372 people watching us right now.
322 have liked this right now.
Thanks.
So appreciate y'all.
Thanks,
those that haven't liked, smash a like button out there. But click on the pinned comment to get the live stream that we're going to do tomorrow for our first episode of Bangkok Bros.
We're looking forward to it.
We're going to be going deep on everything.
Yeah,
probably
everything Southeast Asia, talking.
We've got a lot of passport hoes and passport bros and Western hoes to talk about. It's going to be
something like that. Yes, correct.
It's going to be a lot. So guys, subscribe to that. Check that out.
And Jenny will be joining us to read super chats.
Messages. Right.
Read messages.
We're not there for monetization, but if you guys come and watch, come over there. We'll get there very soon. Jenny will be reading messages. So
it's kind of cool actually because generationally, you're way younger than me. You're like 20 years behind me. Yeah, she's pure Z.
Z millennial boomer.
X. I'm actually
silent generation.
I'm actually.
I wish you would shut the fuck up. Silent generation because I want you to shut the fuck up.
I really am. I actually, folks, am on the cusp of millennial and X. In fact, there's a lot of things that say I'm purely millennial, but apparently not. According to this guy, I'm not even an X anymore. I'm not even a boomer. Yeah. Apparently, I'm silent generation. So whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, no. So that was so Amber Heard was like a big push, and like frankly, coming out of Amber Heard was really good because you got kind of to the media. You got to see who was real and who was not. Mm-hmm. Because as the trial turned, the media turned. At first they're on Amber's side, and they turned to Johnny Depp's side, and it was kind of in parallel to COVID in a weird way. Just like in the beginning, people were not talking about it, and then they started talking about it, and then they started pushing back, right?
Right. It's sort of that, where and then it sort of locks in, and then it just becomes part of the zeitgeist.
Right. And there were people that were ideologically deranged enough, just like they're still hanging on to the COVID narrative, to ideologically hang on to Amber Heard, because #believe all women, she's got a magical vagina, therefore we have to believe her and her magical vagina.
She pooped in the guy's bed.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's where you lose me on all of that. I mean, the point at which you're pooping in people's beds, I mean, I'm sorry. You lose all. I got some issues with that.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
I mean, that pretty much just ends the conversation, doesn't it? I mean, the point at which it's like, no, we proved at trial she pooped in the guy's bed. I mean, at that point, it's like, yeah, we're all agreed. This chick is
it's whack.
We're done here.
Yeah, this chick is whack. It's very whack. Yeah. But I mean, the thing is, like after that, we kind of figured out who was good, who was not, who was with it, who was not. And
was it kind of over there? Was it kind of the litmus test at that point?
I was in Korea, but I think in the U.S. it was definitely a litmus test for where you stood on woke feminism. So if you were completely deranged, you were still backing Amber Heard no matter what.
Right.
Which, by the way,
it doesn't sound unreasonable that going into it, you might have felt, okay, it sounds like there's something amiss here. And then as the thing went on, you've come to find out, well, the thing that's amiss is the person pooping in somebody's bed.
Right.
Right.
And everybody saw it live on TV, on YouTube. Because everyone was boring as fuck on Quote TV where they have no commentary. And you've got me over here making fun of her for being, a crazy thought. And, that tends
What's
to be...
a thought?
A thought stands for that hoe over there.
Okay.
Not here.
Right.
There.
Right.
We're there.
Right.
We're there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that.
In context, that's just saying this is like a crazy person over here or something like this. Okay,
yes,
sorry.
yes.
Excuse me, everyone. I'm not up to date
okay.
on all your words.
It's okay. I appreciate that. And also appreciate how much?
$50
From?
Leprechaun Gold.
Appreciate you for your super sticker for $50 Leprechaun Gold. We're also at 351.
Leprechaun Gold sounds pretty cool.
It's kind of rolling here with the.
You
with
feeling a
the
little blue
super
there,
chats.
are you?
Yeah, so I think
you
I'm
getting a
feeling
case
a
of the
little
blues?
Well, we're hitting another milestone here in
Getting a
terms of
case
the
of the
numbers.
blues
So
over
we
there?
gotta work these blues here. I'm feeling a little.
Gotta work
thirsty,
through it, huh?
Yeah, I gotta get through that. So coming off of that. The next thing that really bumped me, and it's more recently, is getting into all of this Disney stuff. Right,
Okay.
that's what got me above 100K.
And this is also like well within your wheelhouse too, because you actually did these special districts. That was something you did when you were back in practice stateside, correct? Mm-hmm. So you have like pretty I remember you talking to me about somebody else that was on YouTube that was just wildly unqualified to be talking about this stuff, talking about, oh, this is how special districts work. Because coming from where I come from, this special district thing is like really odd. It's like you can create Vatican City out of like whole cloth kind of deal. And I was like, this is something that only somebody that's done this should really be commenting on. That was how I felt about it.
Yeah. That's honestly, the amount of crazy shit that goes on with special districts is kind of crazy. Like what things they can do, but Disney could do anything they wanted to do.
Yeah, it was like Walt was like granted plenary authority over like his own city.
It really is like Vatican City. It's almost like you're saying, okay, do whatever you want there, whatever you want.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. All the conspiracy theories—they're all true about Walt. All of them. Every single one of them.
Did he really freeze himself?
Is that real?
I
don't know. I don't know whether he froze his head though. It's his head, right?
Oh well, whatever. Didn't they freeze Ted Williams?
Did they?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I remember
and what's
hearing
up
that.
in the chat for Law Nerd Clips? Appreciate you. Good friend of the channel. I see you there coming in to say congrats on 100K. Appreciate you guys and appreciate you there in the chat. So like Disney got me big, but the thing is, it's probably different from here in Thailand because when we're gonna get to like me coming over here, but are any corporations in Thailand, like, is this something, I think, like virtue signaling, where they feel the need to, because of DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, or ESG, or because they're going to get some sort of money?
Multinationals, maybe, but you got to remember that, in my opinion, I want this to be taken the way in which I mean it. Thailand has a very traditional legal system when it comes to issues of corporate law, and in fact, one thing I rather like about Thai corporate law is it doesn't have this presumption in it that like the interpretation of the 14th Amendment in the United States where they said corporations are people and they can basically walk around.
There's no Citizens United?
Well, that's actually the kind of the latest iteration and all that jurisprudence, but it goes all the way back to interpreting the 14th Amendment if you get into the actual deep end of the law on it. And basically they said, okay, corporations are people. Thailand calls them something called a juristic person. And yes, they're obviously an incorporated entity, but they don't have all this notion that they can like do whatever they want. No, Thailand will rein them in from doing a lot of crazy stuff that's antithetical to Thai values.
Right. So
they have no problem with that at all.
So nowadays, if they were, once again, it's like, if they're interfering with the education of children.
Oh,
if
yeah.
They're trying
You're not going to do that over
here.
here. No.
So this is something that's probably very foreign to you, but that's what really got it, I think, and for most people out there in the chat. And if you guys joined during the Disney saga, put a D and a rat in the chat. I want to see those rats out there for the rat, aka Mickey.
Wasn't there like a satirical comic like Mickey Rat made of like Mickey Mouse like back in like the 60s or something? And they got into a big like intellectual property fight over it or something like that. I remember something about that back in.
There's a lot of intellectual properties fights that Disney ends up getting into, and they've extended the timeline for intellectual property.
All right.
Yeah, they've repeatedly pushed for that because they don't want everybody using Mickey Mouse or
right.
Now Steamboat Willie is coming up, like I think this year or next year.
So they'll probably do a live action Steamboat Willie so that they can keep it going.
I don't know.
Because that's why I think they do the live action movies.
No.
I think
that
that's
doesn't
for
extend
like
their copyright. That's like their exclusive license.
Yeah, but wouldn't making the wholly new piece of work start a new copyright on that piece of work?
On the derivative, but not on the original.
Yeah, but if it's substantially similar enough to the other one,
does not get to
it doesn't get you back there. I'm not as familiar with IP law.
Yeah, I don't think they get to read back like that. Does not happen.
Fair enough.
Does not happen. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to a lot of the creators because people mentioned this throughout this that have been helping me because a lot of the creators have helped me to get to this spot. And I do plan on coming on their shows, joining them in the very near future. Obviously doing that one-on-one because I'm not a big fan of panel shows. This is the type of panel I want. Someone who's across from me. Yeah. We're having conversations, we're doing interviews, we're reading the chats. I don't really care for the 9-person panels where we all get 2 seconds to talk. But Nick Rekieta, definitely helped me out a lot. Nate helped in the beginning. Eric Hundley, Good Logic, Joe from Good Logic, one of the first lawyers I went on his channel when I came on YouTube. The folks at Geeks and Gamers, that squad, Valiant Renegade, WW Pro, the folks that helped me cover Disney, and everybody out there has been big. Smaller channels like Radix Verum, Meme Copium, my good friend over there in Japan, and everybody who's had me on, every single channel I've been on, Adam Krigler as well, Flawed TV, I saw you out there, I know you're on with Adam a lot. You guys all helped me, and all those subs coming over helped me get to where I'm at today and helped me build this weird community that's interested in me talking about things as crazy as Amber Heard to, Disney, to Prince Harry being a cuck, to, whatever else.
By the way, I did see my expertise is primarily in immigration law.
It's not in English cuckoldry?
No, it's not.
Okay,
no,
sorry.
Not last time. Not last time I checked, no. In any event, you were talking about him in an immigration law context, and one thing I don't think you got the point across enough on, you did bring up the discretionary nature of U.S. immigration, but if he is found to have engaged in drug abuse, that is that's what's called a legal grounds of inadmissibility to the United States. There's not discretion with respect to whether or not he's inadmissible. It's discretion as to whether or not they waive the inadmissibility, and the way I read the law, other than a de minimis exception for a small amount of marijuana, the U.S. law on immigration is pretty clear. Any other types of drug use, drug possession, anything, you're inadmissible in the United States. There's no waiver for that. So I don't know how he's going to deal with that. Again, I don't know the details of the case, and it's all circumstantially dependent.
They kept out Maradona, they kept out Winehouse, they kept out other people that have been, known drug users, and also talked about it. Because Harry went in his book, and he's been fucking up left and right with what he said in Spare. But, he admitted to drug use.
You mean wah, as as South Park called it? Yeah.
The best thing. We got a super chat here, so Jenny.
Jason Liatiota, $4.99 says, congrats on 100K, brother, and kudos for getting Frank Caliendo on the celebration show.
Apparently you're Frank Caliendo.
Frank Caliendo. Who's Frank Caliendo?
I had to look up his photo. I don't even know what he's from.
Frank Caliendo.
You're getting compared to so many things.
Yeah, I saw John Goodman in the chat.
I'll take John Goodman.
Somebody said, when did John Goodman stop dieting? What?
He's just laughing.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll give you that. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I'm surprised nobody's gotten Philip Seymour Hoffman yet. I've had that one in the past, too.
That's pretty good. Oh, God.
Of course, if I jump from Philip Seymour Hoffman all the way up to John Goodman now, that's kind of a good thing, I'd say.
That's pretty good. So one of the things that we're going to be talking about on our new podcast, Bangkok Bros, and I want to talk about because it got me here, it got me to 100K, is my streams with my good friend Drex, Midtown Podcast.
Yeah, I like Drex is cool. I've watched your stuff
Is
with
he in
him.
the chat? He should be in the chat. If
He's
Drex
pretty
is not
cool.
in the chat, he's a cuck. He's probably somewhere shoving a girl's toes in his ass, because that's his thing. And listen, no judgment. I'm in Thailand. There's zero judgment.
It's his journey.
It's his journey, right? He put those toes right up and tickling his prostate. It's his journey. But it got us here, right? It got us here. So
Your journey. It helped on your journey.
So Ben, you didn't know what a passport bro was till I told you, right?
No.
Like, I told you what a passport bro was.
Yes, you did. And by the way, I'm taking that term. That's a keeper. So when I first came out here, everybody called it an expat, and then
How about a sexpat?
Yeah, well, that's a different thing.
How is it different? How is a sexpat and an expat? We're going to talk about this a little bit on the other channel.
Yeah, that's more.
Let's do it here.
Well, I mean, so obviously everybody knows the reputation. Philippines, even Korea, to some extent Japan, down here in Thailand, Southeast Asia, that everything in Asia is, freaky deaky sex world, to quote the Ladies' Man movie.
It's raining from the sky.
And it's really not that. Point of fact, 97% of Thais are about the most conservative people you meet. But if you go back into the Vietnam era and everything and all the R&R, there's an entertainment sector here that gets into all of that. And as we've discussed more oftentimes in person, the thinking in Thailand is the prevailing paradigm is, look, what happens between consenting adults behind closed doors is their own business. And I agree with that. I like that philosophy. I'm very conservative in certain ways, but I'm very libertarian in certain ways. You want to do what you want to do behind closed doors, go ahead, have a good time.
Libertarians are a member of the Green Party now.
No.
Yeah.
Little L libertarian, not
You
big
don't
L
support
libertarian.
vaccines and
No, I don't support you telling me what to do very much at all. The long story short, though, it got this reputation, this whole notion of sex pats and everything. Yeah, that's always going to be there. I'm kind of a believer of I just kind of ignore it over time. It's like, whatever. You can think whatever you think of me. I came out here, the grand irony in my life is I came out here to be knee deep in pussy and ended up with a wife and daughter.
No, that's oh my God. God.
Yeah, it's
horrible.
Just,
oh my God, you're such a degenerate.
Yeah,
with children
exactly.
And a wife.
I mean,
Suddenly people will stab themselves in the United States to get, I cut somebody's throat.
And that's fine. And look, I like going out and having a beer. It's not that I haven't been inside a bar, and it's not that I haven't been inside a go-go bar. They are what they are. They're around. If that's what you want to go do that. But this notion that that's what everybody's out here doing is ridiculous. The other thing is what I see,
or that it's unique, or that interest is unique to people here. I think it's universal in the world.
Well,
what do you like? Why are there? I mean, there would not be.
Why doesn't Costa Rica have this reputation? Because guys go down there for very similar reasons, which is I want to hang out someplace warm. I want to have some beer.
Now.
I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I think it's
whatever.
Shout out to my passport bros in Costa Rica.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, South American passport bros, have fun. My point is, I think what a lot of these guys are doing, the one funny thing I've been seeing in the aftermath of this pandemic is everybody saying, where is everybody from a labor standpoint? Where's everybody at? Why can't we find people to work jobs? Those dudes left. They were sitting around in COVID and like, hey, everybody's telling me what to do. And beyond even that, women are mean to me all the time. I want to go someplace where women aren't mean to me. What shocker of shockers? Honestly.
Crazy. That's crazy. You don't want to be talked down to?
I started doing deep dives into this passport bro thing on YouTube. And the funniest thing I'm finding now is these guys that are getting these gals from these other countries doing reaction videos to these folks back in the West saying, and it's women over here, it's local women who are just simply saying, maybe if you were nice to these guys, they might come back. I mean, what do you...
Maybe. It's not that hard.
Yeah, it's not hard to just be nice to a dude. Stop hating on a guy just for being a guy.
Yeah.
When did we start that? I mean, I've been out here 15 years. We weren't doing that 15 years ago.
No.
And why did we start doing that? I don't see anything that men have done that's all that bad.
God, you're such a he-man woman hater, man.
Well, I'm not.
What's funny? You're such a hater. I mean, you're just gonna be an incel. You're gonna be forever alone.
Well,
you're never gonna have a family or a child or a wife.
No, that's exactly the opposite of what's occurred for me. I mean, if anything, by the way, to everybody who's watching this guy here, I know he thinks he's going to be footloose and fancy free forever.
Listen,
believe me, guys like this fall hard in
King
Asia.
Kong ain't got shit on legal mindset.
Yeah, right. Until the little the gal comes along, bats her eyelashes at her. Everybody
Oh my
says
God,
it.
Ben! I've never seen an eyelash before. Got an eyelash.
Everybody
She's got
says
eyelashes,
it.
ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody
She's got
says it.
eyelashes.
Everybody
Holy
says
shit!
it.
I am
And then they go
love-struck
down.
about the
King
eyelash.
Kong ain't got shit on you. Remember, King Kong lost at the end of that fucking
Did
movie.
he now?
Yeah, he did.
King Kong was kind of a simp.
King
King Kong was kind of a fucking simp.
There's a
Let's
meme
go.
for you.
King Kong was
Kong's
a simp. King Kong was a simp.
Well, he
Speaking
did
of-
kind of simp out for the chick in his hand.
That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
Yeah, the chick
Good
is
call.
always in your
That's
hand.
good.
Isn't she?
Yes, well,
Yeah,
to one degree or
Speaking of
another.
that, Jenny, can we get? We got two super chats here for you to read.
2012 Jameson, $1.99.
Hold on. $1.99. Jenny, can you say $1.99? Come on.
$1.99.
Say $1.99. Are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. We don't know.
Because there was people on Twitch. There was this girl on Twitch. You know Twitch, right? It's like a gaming platform.
Yeah.
And she got a $1.99 super chat, and she was like, $1.99. What is this? Like, I'm not even gonna acknowledge $1.99. I'm not worth that.
Well, that's kind of a mean thing to
Then
say.
should
isn't
we
it?
ignore?
No.
I'm kidding.
That should go straight to ignore. Savage. All right. No, go ahead. You can read that
Okay,
one.
yeah. 2012 Jameson, $1.99 says sent you a DM on Disney and California.
You know I can't open DMs live. This is a live production. We can't open DMs here. I'll open it in a second. Don't
DM
worry
means
about
direct message, correct?
it. God damn it, Boomer. Stay over there. Stay on that side of the table. All right, and then we got one from a certain hombre who escaped INS in El Paso, and that is my good friend, Mr.
Mexican Iron Man.
Mexican Iron Man.
Yeah,
I
he's
like
good.
that guy. He's cool.
$9 says, morning, great job, so proud of your success.
Appreciate you, hombre. Appreciate you. I want
like
you.
that dude.
Listen, Mike, dude, I want you out here in this seat on
Yeah,
Bangkok
come,
Bros.
dude, come.
Within 6 months, you need to be sitting in this seat. We need to be interviewing you on Bangkok Bros live here in Bangkok, getting your reaction on the street. I want to see you look like you just ate your first tortilla. I want to see that look on your face like you quiero taco
First
bell.
pad thai. First
Yes.
pad thai.
No, I'm making racist jokes about it.
Oh, you're making
Yeah,
racist
yeah.
jokes.
Sorry, I'm being a bigot right now.
Excuse me.
Sorry, yeah. Don't
Sorry,
interrupt my
sorry.
bigotry, okay?
Sorry.
It's time. It's
I'll
time
let-
for
I'll
me.
let the
Yeah, sorry.
bigotry flow.
Hold on.
I'll let
Yes,
it
yes. I
flow.
got
I'll
everybody's
let it
illegal
flow.
status.
Right,
You know.
right,
yeah.
right.
Blankets under
Understood.
bridges.
Right,
you know.
understood,
Yeah, I got you.
understood.
Yeah, you know.
Copy
my
that,
home.
copy
Yeah,
that.
got you. No, but listen, like these guys like helping out, and like guys like Mexican Iron Man helping out on the Disney stuff has been fantastic. It's been great to get to talk nerd shit, with these guys, because I would love to talk about like Mario Kart and.
I love Mario Kart. I have a deep love of Mario Kart. By the way, if I could just say something here too, you've really helped me. I kind of backed into YouTube, and you have a totally different perspective on how YouTube works. Like you've been a great help to me as well. I just really appreciate
I've taught you
it.
to be a whore for the algorithm.
Not really. You've just taught me that the algorithm exists, and I can whore if I so desire. Which
Yes.
more
Sometimes
and more
you want
it's
to spread
looking.
your legs.
Yeah, well, it's looking a little.
It happens,
Yeah.
It happens. Ring of Power season 2 is going to be trash. Season 1 was.
They're
trash.
actually doing a season 2. I thought that failed pretty miserably.
Oh, this is good. Jenny, read this one here.
Coming soon, Andrew. Legal Mindset Engagement Party online.
Yeah,
Not happening.
It's gonna happen.
It's not happening, Mike. It's not happening. Mike.
I'll
Stay
start
busy.
taking
You stay
odds.
busy
I'll
banging
start
fat
taking
women
odds.
in Hilton Head. I'm gonna stay busy over here. Okay, so got my ass.
That sounds like a motivational book, banging fat women in Hilton Head.
Yeah. Here we go. 2 more here.
Okay. 2012 Jameson, $1.99 says, ask him about the hot tub with Lorex.
Okay, it's supposed to be Lorax because he's like he looks like the
So
Lorax.
Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, Dr.
Yeah.
Thing. Jeff, he's the guy in Busan. He looks like the Lorax except for like the white Korean, not Korean in Korea version. But we're supposed to do a hot tub stream. Now what we need to get is sufficient funding for that hot tub stream. There's a certain funding.
I can
goal
get you a
for
hot tub stream, dude. I can get you a hot tub.
Not that type of. We're talking. That's a sexy Thai one.
Right.
This is the man-on-man action that the people have been demanding.
It's your journey.
For a long
It's your
time.
journey.
Yeah,
It's your
exactly.
journey.
This is exactly what the people have been demanding. But it's going to require more than $1.99. 2012 Jameson, you cheap bastard. It's going to require a couple more digits. It's going to require the same amount of digits as the average college girl in America. I'll leave that out there.
Wow. Is that a large number?
Yeah, try 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot.
Huh?
And this last one.
Okay. Derna1804, $5 says that proud sleeve tattoo on Andrew's arm is the most. How did you want to say it? Florida again?
Florida.
You literally said
okay,
Florida.
Florida is the most Florida man thing about him. Congrats, bro.
Awesome. Yes, I am officially Florida man. No, I had a suit. I was gonna put it on. I literally, it's hanging over there. I just literally forgot it.
Yeah.
I'll wear it tomorrow.
Well, we were working on, getting this thing up and going.
Yeah,
we were kind of going to the last minute.
Like
when
10 minutes before, I'm like, oh, StreamYard doesn't work. Well, we're raw dogging with OBS. All right, I guess
There
it
we go.
works. You know, it's functioning and it's not too much lag, right? So,
Fair dues.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be good there. But no, appreciate y'all and appreciate that as well. But it's still good. Wait, what is? Okay. No. I'm good. Yeah, appreciate all you guys there.
So
Blonde Asian, appreciate you as well. Been a while since I've seen you at the channel. Appreciate you. And Mexican Iron Man has said this. Mexican Iron Man en route this year.
Yes, come.
I'm holding you to
Welcome.
it, homie. I am
Yes.
holding you to it. You need to come out here.
That guy seems
get on
pretty
the
cool.
podcast.
That guy, yeah.
He knows what the fuck he's talking
Yeah, smart
Yeah.
guy.
about. Yeah. All right. So like going from like some of the content I did with Drex, right? You know, like the Manosphere content. Like when you saw that content, like what did you think? Because you really weren't introduced to like Red Pill content, Manosphere content, till really I started talking to you about how bad it was dating in the West and how much Western women, particularly white Western women, are unsufferable, shrill.
Well, it's my understanding African American women are pretty hardcore too.
Yeah,
against
but I mean,
the black guys.
There's a reason why they're called German shepherds in Drex's words, you know,
Right,
and they've remained in that status. It's kind of known, you know. It's like a known. They're like it's like no one wants to be bitten by a German shepherd.
Right.
But you know, the fall of the Western white woman, I think that was surprising to you, right? It's kind of like shocking.
Well,
for a young Kansas boy, for a
you
simple
gotta
Kansas
remember.
Cornhusker.
You gotta remember. I'm not from Nebraska, motherfucker. Kansas. So. Yeah, you gotta take. Okay, in 15 years, I've probably been in the United States an aggregate of 75 days throughout the last 15 years. So. I'm very attenuated from what's going on over there. So in more ways than one. So certain things I think are far more extreme than they are. Like oftentimes I'll see stuff about the economy and I'm like, are the shelves or like it's like the Soviet Union over there? And people be like, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And then like something like this was something I think you have to live through it. You know, we've talked about, you know, I've seen some crazy stuff here in Thailand and in greater Southeast Asia over the years. But in your own way, you've seen your own crazy stuff over there with this dating thing.
We've seen some shit.
Yeah, you've been through the shit, as it were.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and the thing that really got me is
I've looked into the dead of their eyes and I've seen the shell shock of 1,000 cocks.
Yeah. Well, and it's like you've seen the abyss of this
1,000 cock stare.
The 1,000 cock stare. The thing that gets me about what you talk about with it over there is the default position is now you're not even just like neutral. It's just you're bad. It seems like just for being you.
Yeah.
As just a normal guy.
Just being a dude.
Just being a normal dude is a just by default a bad thing. And I was over there just recently and I was in a pretty insulated position. I was mostly dealing with some family stuff, but yeah, you could feel it. Like it's palpable. And the one big thing that I'm not on the same wavelength with you guys is you guys are pretty aggressive. Like not aggressive, but jaded is probably the right word. You become very jaded.
I don't know if it's jaded. No. Because see, jaded is like unsubstantiated, right? You know, like jaded is like your.
No, it can be substantiated. Like you've been through so much of this that you don't have time for a lot of their. It was like when we were coming off one of the first nights we had dinner. We were coming off the MRT, the underground train here in Thailand. We were going upstairs to go to this Italian restaurant over near Soy Cowboy. Go look up Soy Cowboy if you want to know where that's at. So we were going to this Italian restaurant, and there were these like three young Farang women. Farang is
Foreign, white foreign.
Farang is Caucasian foreigner. There were these 3 Farang women, and they were kind of looking at us probably because they know you off YouTube, and at least in Thailand, I'm pretty ubiquitous on YouTube just because I do a lot of videos on sort of standard legal questions and stuff. And you just sort of boxed me out from even looking at them.
No, you cannot look at these white Western hoes.
Yeah,
like, I stood in his way to block him and save him, and I was like, no.
No.
It was like haram. Haram, haram.
It was like it was like disciplining like a bad puppy or something.
Do not even look. Do not even cast your eyes upon Sodom and Gomorrah. You turned your back when the meteor smites
turned
the
into
den
a
of
pillar of
inequity.
salt. The only point I'm trying to make is I didn't realize how really acrimonious the quote-unquote battle of the sexes had become. You know, it used to be kind of a...
Shit's bad in the streets, Ben. It's so bad.
I didn't know this.
It's so bad that people would rather, like, have sex with a sex doll. They'd rather... Robots. AI.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
What was it Drex said? If an AI girl dumps you, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Well, that's a loser status. Like, if you're dumped by ChatGPT, like...
Yeah, I don't know what to do for you.
I'm sorry, we can't help you here. We can't help you.
Well, that's kind of like on this new channel we're doing. We're mostly, and we've talked about this. I don't really want it to become the whole how to strategize to get girls in Thailand because you need to unlearn all this stuff to come over here. It's not got this accreted sort of corrosive. It's like battery acid, the way it corrodes and it creates this like formation. It's not like that over here. You can just be nice to girls, and girls are nice to you here, you know, and that is, I guess, what I've missed, and where I'm not on the same like red pill wavelength.
Yeah, but you can't. I mean, the thing is,
I can fathom it.
No,
you
can't though because you're not in it. Like you can like I don't know what conceptualize it. Like you can conceptualize a story or something.
Right. Yes.
Like if I told you a story,
I can sympathize. I can't empathize.
Yeah.
I can't put myself in them.
No
well,
idea.
like you told me. I was kind of looking at, like, your guy, Myron over on Fresh and Fit. Like, he has a lot of videos about, like, sort of dealing with the strategy, dealing with Western women and things. And I was like, why are you even doing that? Because that's sort of, it's like that movie War Games. The best option is just not to play the game.
Yeah.
You know, but then you turn around and are like, yeah, Ben, we all haven't been living in Thailand out here in paradise where we don't have any of these problems. We have to deal with this stuff.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Thailand definitely not. Asia, when I was in Korea.
Korea's not like that. Japan's not like that.
Japan didn't have these problems. I mean, like, I'm not having these problems. And people, the bros that are down there in South America, Central America, they're not having these problems either. It's a specifically and specifically the white Western countries, so the Anglosphere countries.
Europe,
UK,
to
Western
some extent.
Europe to an extent, right?
Eastern Europe isn't dealing with this that I know of particularly.
They've got a separate problem. But that's
right.
A separate problem, separate topic.
Outside
but what's not separate is all of these super chats. We got a ton. So Jenny, lock and load.
2012 Jameson, $199.
Cheap bastard.
Yeah, you've. $199 is Snake Pit, Geek and Gamer.
Okay, so shout out to the Snake Pit. Shout out to Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. However, $199 may be their number, but it's $199 as a connected number, which would be $199. So if you really got a Snake Pit, there'd be $199 super
No
chat.
decimal point there.
No decimal point. There's no decimal point. When Jeremy drops $199, do you see a decimal point? Decimal points for commies. Are you a commie, 2012, Jameson?
I do believe the communists did invent the decimal
They
point.
did. They did indeed invent the decimal point.
They were using commas in Europe before they did the
Very
decimal
true.
point.
Commas for commies.
Right. Well, true.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, a decimal point is a communist comma.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair statement.
Yeah. Okay, we've got some more here.
Okay, Billy Aoki is GD2. What is that?
Singapore dollar.
Oh, Singapore dollars 2 says Turkish bath, hammam, stream when?
Okay, henman. I think that's like when I'm like in there getting rubbed down. Is that like a Turkish bath?
I have Turkish bath. They do like a shiatsu and a rub down kind of thing.
Our Finnish staff behind there is nodding. So yes, I think he knows about the.
If anybody knows saunas and rub downs, it's the Finns.
The Finns.
Yeah.
So so yes, it's been confirmed. Yeah, not happening, but okay, cool. Next.
Interstellar Overdrive, $10 says, congratulations, Andrew. I've been subbed to you since 2K subs, and I'm proud to see you now become a real YouTuber. Respect.
Appreciate you, seriously, and thank you for being subbed to me for that long. Shit, 2K subs. back then I was like trying to be prim and proper almost, trying to be like, I don't have an opinion. Here's just the law, and I'm going to talk to you about the law.
I kind of do that.
You do that. Yeah, you do
well,
that.
I like
Well, not on this. You will not do this on this.
No,
or on Bangkok Bros. You will not do this.
I have kind of wanted to spread my wings a little bit, but I still have my professional function, and then I have over here, which is kind of why we started hanging out.
Right. To get him a little bit more hip with the kids.
Yeah, well, don't know if that's even possible, but we'll see.
We'll try. But appreciate you, Interstellar Overdrive, and all those homies that have been around for a while.
Winning Reality $4.99 says, legal mindset and out of shape Larry Bird on a show called Bangkok Bros.
I like
Not
out of
sure
shape
that
Larry Bird.
one will get a parody spin-off. Congrats on 100K.
By the way, Bangkok spelled with a cock.
Okay, well, okay.
Bangkok.
Yeah.
Can't have Bangkok without cock.
Without cock,
Yeah,
I mean, it's Bangkok, not big
So
pussy.
I'm
right?
out of
Number
shape
two.
Larry Bird now, huh? Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair points.
And here's one from my homie.
Stephen Gosney, $5 says, my Florida man brother. Congrats on your 100K subs.
Shout out to you, my Flow Rider man, Steve. We got to put you on. You need an actual leave. You come out here, we'll give you a wholesome good time in Thailand. Totally wholesome.
Yeah.
You appreciate it, but you are really hardworking. Appreciate your support on Florida legal issues. You are the man. Thank you for the backup, and look forward to working with you with Andrew Branca in the future on law courses. So I appreciate that from you, my brother.
Derna, 18042 $2. Nebraska is like Kansas.
It's like the
Kansas
Canada
of Kansas.
Well, yeah,
I get it.
It's more like the Canada of Kansas.
They want to fly over it.
Oh wow, is that how it is? Okay,
I mean,
all right.
Kansas is like that. I mean,
why? Well, you know what? We don't want you in our state anyway. Fuck off.
Exactly. Wait. Okay.
Solon the Lich,
Fly over.
what is that? ARS $90
ARS.
says,
I don't know what ARS 90 is.
ARS.
looking at Wheat Woman. Shame. Wheat Woman.
Okay. Wait,
Oh.
White.
White Woman.
Yes, you got it. White women. White woman. Shame.
Shame.
You need to do the full Game of
ARS.
Thrones. Shame. And throw crap at you. Yeah, no. Seriously,
Shame.
Ben, it is only because you've been in Thailand far too long that you bother to even look in their direction. I don't regard them here as, like, even visible. They're
Right.
invisible to me.
Well, no, you got to remember, I'm not looking at them like that. I'm looking at them more as like, oh, there's white chicks here. They're not everywhere here. They're the anomaly, in fact.
Yeah.
You know, and actually, as we
Well, they've been picking up though. There's a lot more white women.
we
here
have
recently,
an old story from the expat archive we're going to talk about over on Bangkok Bros about the life experience of the white female expat that sometimes comes out here, which we'll get to. I think I showed you that already, that article from that old publication.
Yeah.
Yeah, I brought that up. Okay, we'll bring that up.
Yeah, it's
we'll bring
good.
that
Bring
up
it
on Bangkok
Bring it
Bros.
up on that when we've got it to pull up.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
no,
But-
I know. I'm just.
But the thing is, it's like they don't
it's a teaser, man.
last very long.
No, and there are some. Look, I have some friends that are long-term expats that are Farang females, but this is not an overly conducive place to and one of the things I think we want to get into in this other podcast that we're going to be doing is it's not the easiest place in the world for a Farang guy to come out and do. Like, I'm not to toot my own horn or anything, but it took a ton of work, a ton of extra work to get to where I'm at to do what I do here compared to what it would have been like in the United States. I mean, there's a million things over here that have 10 extra steps you have to deal with just by being a foreign guy operating out here that I don't think a lot of people really like. I'm really happy to see a lot of younger guys looking into the expat lifestyle, wanting to, looking at moving
But the
abroad.
reason why they're looking into it is because it's so fucking bad.
No, I get
You gotta
that.
understand, like, they wouldn't be looking into it if it was like, oh yeah, I can go down and find.
Yeah, right. No, I'm not talking, and I'm not even talking about the girl stuff. I just sort of mean it looks to me like things over there have gotten difficult. It's not a place that everybody wants to be. But understand, this place has its own set of challenges. The nice thing about being over here, though, you don't have all this girl battle of the sexes stuff where you've just got a bunch of women that hate you That's not an issue over here. But as we've discussed over here, one of the biggest things that I liked about moving over here and that I found in my life is I have pretty much all the time in the world to work on my business, to work on my projects. I'm not sitting around having to strategize like Patton on how to figure out how to get a girl out on a date.
Well,
That's
what
just
you have to do
ridiculous,
is you have to invade across the English Channel,
you have to go on
and
as
then penetrate her Atlantic
Well,
wall,
right.
and then send your tanks in to make sure.
And then you gotta overcome Bastogne or whatever you gotta do. Like a very good friend of mine told me.
Bastogne is a Me Too charge, by the way.
Whatever.
Yeah,
But like a buddy of mine once told me, we were talking about this a few years back, and this is when I hadn't been back in America for a long time. And I was asking him, he's an older guy, but he's a little bit older than me. But I said, what's it like to date, women over in the United States? He'd been back there for like 6 or 8 months.
What year was this?
This is going
1952?
back like 2019.
That's still way different than that.
And I'm literally asking him, like, what's it like to do that? And he's like, oh, you want to get a girl in the States, you got to go on campaign.
Yeah.
You got to like plan it out.
It's a presidential campaign. Strategy.
You got to have informal meetups. You've got to bump into people. Like you've got to go on. As he said, it's like trying to tackle a running deer with your bare hands.
Yes.
And again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that from their perspective. That's their journey. Whatever they want to act like that. But my opinion is, I would rather work on my business.
Their truth.
And work. It's their truth. I would rather work on my business. I'd rather work on doing something productive than having to sit around and spend 8 hours a day working on that.
And that's why I did my channel, Go East Gentlemen. It's because I was like, look, guys, one of the biggest things is that you can if you move and you relocate, whether you're I hope you guys come to Asia, but let's say you even go to South America, whatever. When it becomes not a problem for you, you can focus on your business. You can focus on doing things. You can focus on doing new cool shit. I started since I've come over to Asia. Now it's been 2-3 new channels, right? And by the way, Illegal Mindset, for those that like Pimpcast and all my Red Pill dating content, that's going to go on Illegal Mindset. I had a video there. It's been a while since I used that one, but a video with my good friend Tugs talking about Christian dating in America today. So that content's going to go there. Go East is my moving to Asia channel. Legal Mindset stays legal, and Bangkok Bros is, well, whatever the hell we want it to be.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun in studio.
I don't think you can pigeonhole what Bangkok Bros is going to be. I think it's going to be...
It will be live, which is something you guys can look forward to. Is it will be live. So if you guys think, oh, Andrew, you're not doing enough lives, well, you're going to catch me on Bangkok Bros.
You're going to get
3
sick of
times
us.
a week. Yeah, when it's live.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to catch that. And
it'll be much more topical on what we actually do here in Thailand.
Yeah.
Not so much conceptually.
Yeah, but speaking of not concepts, there's 2. Actually, let's start with the big money, because Jenny, we always read the big money first. Because we discriminate actively against the poors.
Lily 100 euros says, congrats, 100K. Continue smiling through this journey, no matter on a high mountain or a low valley, to stay in a good fight, keeping the real America's spirit high and free. I am not always agreeing with your opinions, but you are honest and respect independent thoughts.
So Lile, for those that don't know, Lile is actually, ethnically Chinese, but, got out, is there in Ireland, is a teacher, teaches special needs kids, and does not always agree with me, because most people, in fact, many people that are Christians would disagree with many things that in my lifestyle and things I say. But that being said, understands that on this channel, I will always respect your way of life, your way of thought, and freedom of speech, freedom of thought, freedom of association is quintessential to me. And I will never, ever, ever shame somebody simply for a thought, unless they couple that with some sort of action which is harmful, that is not productive, or that is hurtful to other people's society, or
themselves.
But anyways, Lile, cheers to you. Appreciate your support for a long time, and we are going to keep on keeping on. Here's to 200K, 500,000, 1 million. I know I'll get there eventually, so hey, cheers.
The whole live and let live mentality, that's one of the reasons I fell in love with Thailand. That's basically, I have this notion of conservative tolerance, which is how the Thais operate. It's like they themselves are conservative, but as long as you're not hurting anybody, they'll pretty much tolerate whatever. As long as, again, you're not hurting people, great. Do whatever you do you, man. I don't care.
Yeah, and that's something I can put up with, which is something, when moving abroad, I kind of discovered this weird thing. Even though I went abroad, and there's sometimes stricter rules or whatever else. It like my day-to-day freedom increased, right? Like day-to-day freedom without people fucking with you, especially with the people that have been fucking with like the U.S. in general. Like, I mean, it's just been in the U.S. It's been day-to-day getting fucked with, whether it's because you're associating with, let's say, people who went to the Capitol on a certain day in January, or whether you associate with people who didn't like the jab, or whether you associate with people who might have said a naughty word on the internet.
Can I mention something? Just haven't been there for 10 days. And one thing I really found in Asia, and this is going all the way back to, this is when I first broke out of what I call the bubble. If for anybody that becomes a new expat, when you decide to move abroad, and you oftentimes, you might not intend this usually happens in your first year, you've been outside of wherever your home country is, and the spell breaks, sort of, like the bubble bursts, and you're in this other place, and you can kind of do what you want. The biggest thing that always kind of bugged me about the United States or being in the U.S., especially in venues where there were lots of people and things, is I always felt like there was always this impetus, like, move along. Did you ever feel that? Like I remember being in Vegas, and it was like when you're just sort of standing, in a hallway or something, and you didn't really have anything particularly pressing or any place to be. There was just this kind of palpable, like, feeling that I need to get moving on down the road, and if I don't, somebody's going to come along and say, "What are you doing here? Do you got a problem?" Da da da. There's none of that out here. I mean, the Thais just kind of hang around wherever they're at. It's great. It's very relaxed. It's a totally different mentality.
It's chill.
It's chill. It's very chill.
Very chill. So we got some poverty chats in here, so let's get those on, Jenny.
Niotsu, $2 says, have a drink for Disney, the last corporate town.
I will not have a drink for Disney. However, I will drink to the end of Disney's last corporate town. That's very possible, and definitely appreciate that. By the way, we have 487 likes and 321 people watching. I think those statistics are kind of wrong right now.
Wow.
It's kind of weird, like more than people watching. But I definitely appreciate y'all. But that's
a lot of love. There's more love than people.
There's more love than people. They're checking in, checking out,
checking in,
doing their ride,
checking in. Kind of the love hotel over here. They're checking in, popping off with the love.
How do you know about the love hotels, Ben?
I've been in Korea, baby.
Okay, all right.
What is this love hotel of which you speak?
Yeah, but
I did see your video on love hotels. It was pretty good.
It's very accurate. Jenny, do you know what a love hotel is?
I can guess.
What would you guess it is?
It's a hotel for love.
Yeah, like aap nuad na.
Chai.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like something you got them in Thailand.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Short time hotel.
Short time hotel. Okay, yeah. You go there to rest. You order a rest.
Right.
You're like there's two ways you order. It's rest or sleep.
Right.
Rest is
sleep.
rest.
Oh no,
is
we don't have that here.
No. It's straightforward. You're like, would you like 1 hour of the night?
Oh.
Here that's how it's. But like there, it's like, would you like to rest or sleep? They give you face.
Right.
Oh.
So they can pretend.
Doesn't Korea have like one of the highest incidences of like adultery? That's what I remember when I lived there. Is they were like, yeah, everybody goes to these love hotels because like it's all, daytime friends and nighttime lovers kind of stuff. I don't mean for the Kenny Rogers.
Well, everyone's living with their parents, so like you can't.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
You can't do that, so you have to go to the love hotel.
That's right.
You've got no option but the love hotel.
And that is something we should get into on Bangkok Bros, because living quarters are very different out here in Asia, where you're living with like a lot of family, so you do a lot of things out of the house that you don't do out of the house back in the West.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. Jenny, read this one just because it's funny. From Don.
Don Baca says, "Me love you short time."
Appreciate you, Don. Appreciate you.
Okay, Don. That's your journey.
Appreciate you, Don. We got one last one from
Carl Mahoney's $2 says, "times 2 stripper money. Why? 'Cause I'm cheap."
That's Australian $2. That is like 50 cents in America.
No, it's not. It's like $1.12 or something. Yeah, right.
So I could order 5 strippers here in Thailand. We're good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Again, that's not how it works over here. So, yeah.
Oh, and the one just slipped in.
Ike Evnaris, $20 says, lived in Bangkok from 2010 to 2012, working for my father after living in Canada and the States. The bubble burst for me after a few months. When I moved back to Australia, I began scheming to get back to SEA.
Southeast Asia. So yeah, if you need to get help scheming, you can contact me and contact Ben if you want to go into Thailand. But yeah, hit me up on Go East. You can do that. I'm happy to talk to you about it. But a lot of people are scheming to get out. I mean, and you were kind of shocked by it that it was the young guys, right? Because forever it was the older dudes. But I think when it became the younger guys, like the guys
the
who are my
demography
age,
has shifted
when
a lot.
it's guys who are my age, like it's...
Well, I would say the older guys are already here. The guys that were, and there's going to be more, but especially COVID, when COVID hit, I got a ton of inquiries from guys that would say, look, I'm 62. I was planning to do another year and a half, but screw this. Like, just get me over there. I don't care about the quarantine. Just get me in. I'm done. You know, a lot of those guys have already made that move. I think we'll see, there's still going to be guys of that age and in that position that are going to be coming. But the big thing that I see changing is there was a long period of time. We always sat around kind of wondering, all of us sort of expats out here, we were like, well, Vietnam brought in a lot of guys, and then they got older and then ended up out here. And then there was like a secondary boom in the 80s that came about as a result of the offshoring of manufacturing out here,
right,
which saw a bunch of influx. We were sitting around wondering what was going to happen. Well, at a certain point, I guess, when all the women in America treat all the men like crap, they all start looking around, and Thailand's probably one of the places they're looking at. You know, and that looks like what's happening.
One of the places they're looking at, right?
Sure.
You know, and like, listen.
Again, Philippines is out there, Indonesia, all kinds of places.
That's why I say, talk to me, hit me up. I'll let you, sort those out in an objective way.
He's a much more regional-based guy. Look, I'm just a one-trick pony. I've been doing Thailand for 15 years. I know Thailand, but he's got a much broader sort of experience and expertise than I have.
So,
absolutely.
Guys, so definitely hit me up if you got any questions on East or Southeast Asia. Got one here from...
Music and Fiction, $2 says, didn't know you knew Frank Caliendo. Happy 100K.
Who's Frank Caliendo?
I don't know who the fuck Frank Caliendo is. Actually,
we need to look up Frank Caliendo.
Literally, it's going to be Googled after this stream.
This is Frank
Frank Caliendo. Okay.
Amongst other Fat Larry Bird, like
out of shape Larry Bird.
John Goodman, who started eating again.
Who was the other one?
Yeah.
There's a lot of. If I'm reading you clearly, internet, I probably could get into better shape. Is that what I'm hearing? Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay.
It was a guy I didn't know, Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, but like with
out of shape.
Logan Paul with like 15 cheeseburgers.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm hearing you right, you're telling me to maybe put down the Big Macs and maybe take up some cardio. Is that what I'm hearing? Like, okay, fair enough. Loud and clear. Copy that.
Yeah. But the pizza's in the back, though.
Yeah, the pizza is over there.
It's in the back. It smells
good.
Get
a little tempted by
yeah, that's why you're Fat Larry Bird. BP Custom Creations, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you hanging out with me, Meme Copium, and Max on our crazy streams, our drawing streams. So I see you in the chat saying, I agree about the high degree of actual freedom versus projected freedom. He's in Japan. And mind you, like, there are strict laws. I was in Korea. Korea has some strict laws. So does Japan. So does Thailand. There's certain things are regulated in Thailand as well.
Well, Thailand was like hermetically sealed. They did a full-on lockdown. If you were here, to me, on the actual boots on the ground, just walking around outside and stuff, it sounds like it was better than a lot of places in the U.S. and a ton of places in the West.
But once again,
you had to get through it.
If you were here,
it took a lot to get in.
In the country, it was okay.
It was great.
And then when I think about like day-to-day stuff I can do, like I can drink in the street and that's okay. When you told me I could drink in the back of a tuk-tuk, I was like, this is a revolution for me because we can't drink. In America, we can't drink.
Again, it's the difference between civil law and common law, where common law makes presumptions of illegality.
Civil law likes drinking. I mean,
no. Civil law, again, you've talked about positive law before, where you have to affirmatively make something illegal here for it to be illegal, and that's a big difference, as we've talked about in other contexts. Most notably, the changes in herbal laws here in Thailand. I'll leave it at that. We can get into that over on Bangkok Bros.
That's it's definitely a Bangkok Bros one there.
But that said, the whole difference of paradigm where, look, the presumption is you're free unless we make a specific law to say you're not. I like that more, quite honestly.
Right. It's like you can do it until we say you can't do it, right?
Yeah, and they got to have a good reason, and you got to pass it through Parliament, and that's no mean feat. So, I found Thailand, as a practical matter, to be far freer than any other jurisdiction I've ever been in.
Yeah, and I mean, in terms of day-to-day freedoms, in terms of like what you can and cannot do, like...
Or what so-called negative freedom or negative liberty, the right to be left alone,
right?
Which was what was under attack in COVID. was just the right to be left to your own devices and to just not be hassled for just existing.
And that
don't
being
have
the,
that issue.
And that being the presumption. The presumption is you're going to be left alone versus the presumption that the government's going to have two fingers up and tickling your prostate.
Yeah.
And if you even twitch, they're going to try to come after you, cuff you, and throw you in the slammer.
Again, it's a totally different paradigm here. We just don't have that issue.
I appreciate that. I see uncivil law in the chat, so I do get the uncivil civil law joke. It's very good. And also, cheers to you guys out there, and cheers to the fellow creators. Uncivil law, cheers to you out there in the chat. The whiskey is quite good and quite blue, so it's great. Yeah, I think like moving here has been a big change, and for those that don't know. Yes, I am relocating my home base to Thailand, so now I'm going to be in Bangkok, Thailand, obviously doing Bangkok Bros several times a week.
I can't wait to show you all of the fun that can be had down at the beach, specifically down in Pattaya.
I am still new. I am still new to this world. I am still new to Thailand. So
whatever stories you've heard about Bangkok, first of all, they're probably all true. Secondly, it gets even crazier in some of the beach towns. So, you know.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll be reporting live here.
It's your journey.
It's
your journey.
Everyone's journey. But, you know, it's good to do the relocation, also good to network. And one thing I've noticed definitely like Korea versus Thailand is, you know, and me moving down here is that there's a much stronger expat community and a lot more expats. More volume. Like when we were at the mall, just the volume, the sheer volume. And we're not just for white, you know.
Well, no, and
India, Southeast Asia.
Thailand's the crossroads of this part of the world. Yeah. I mean, you got all kinds of. The big thing that happened to me, because I've done the same move. I came down here after 6-8 months up in Korea. In Korea, at least, correct me if I'm wrong, primarily the expats are all teachers up in Korea. Was that your experience?
Yeah. So teachers are soldiers. So you're a teacher.
Yeah, teachers are soldiers. And that was I hung out a lot in Itaewon back in the day, and that was who you were with, a lot of GIs.
Oh, yeah, the dirty Itaewon. That's the dirty,
nothing dirty about Itaewon. Itaewon's a very high-class area. It's very nice.
Nasty,
nothing
degenerate.
wrong with it. Nothing wrong with Itaewon. Yeah. In any event, that's a totally different thing. Down here, you got a lot of entrepreneurs. You got a lot of so-called digital nomads. You got a lot of people who are kind of forging their own path. And that's a very different thing than what you see up in Korea. In fact, you were a very anomalous expat in Korea.
Yeah, and I mean, when I'd say it was not a English teacher military, they looked at me like,
what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Yeah,
why are you here?
I met two guys that were not either of those things, and I remember them specifically. One of them was like an outside consultant for LG, and the other one was he worked in a law firm up there. He was one of the pale faces in a law firm up there. And he and I remember talking to him, and that guy, I remember because at the time I was trying to kind of get into big law up in Korea, and after talking to that guy, I was like, I don't even want to be anywhere near this, because that guy was effectively he was like an indentured servant or something, because he had no real mobility within Korea.
Right, you're stuck there. You're stuck
there,
in that firm. You're stuck there.
And you're doing exactly what they tell you.
And I would love to get my boy Legal Vices down here to Thailand on his break time and have him talk about working in the law firm.
Yeah, and he's a different kind of
he's in the law firm, though, so he can talk about that law firm life. But, like, that's a different lifestyle.
And the other big thing you got to remember down here.
And by the way, in Asia, the English Hagwon teachers are not talking about feminine penises and masculine vaginas to their English teaching students.
No.
It wasn't part of the curriculum.
That stuff's absurd. I mean, come on.
Well, hold on. We got a chat here from
Carthy McGee. Congratulations, Andrew. You earned this with great content. Here's to another 100K.
Yep, it's coming, guys. 100K. Appreciate you, Carthy. I know you've been around for a while. Thank you so much. Well, a lot more coming. I'm not worried about 200K or $500,000 or whatever else. I know that comes in time, but I appreciate all y'all, and I always want to say thank you to everybody in the community, and I'm always trying to innovate, do different things. Being in a studio is much of a different thing, and trying different stuff to see what works, what sticks, and kind of if something doesn't work, hey, move on, change it, do something different. My channel has changed a lot. I used to do a ton more live streams. In the beginning, I didn't have an opinion, right? So it's okay, having an opinion, doing live streams, doing trial coverage, not liking that as much, going over and doing more of these pre-recorded videos, that working out well, doing more live streams on locals. These are all things that I changed up, and I'm going to keep doing what you guys want, what you guys request, what you guys like best. So.
And you never thought that you'd get to a point where you have a chat girl and out of shape Larry Bird to assist you in your endeavors.
However, would I get an out of shape Larry? I didn't think I could afford out of shape Larry Bird.
I mean, high prices, man. There's a reason he got out of shape. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just saying he didn't need the money anymore. So. You know.
Two more here.
Oh, Carthy McGee. Here's to you, Andrew. Well earned and deserved.
Appreciate you, Carthy. Thank you so much for that. And she's been a member for 10 months of BLM, the Base Legal Mindset, the only BLM you should be joining. If you're not a member, consider joining at least the RPG, the replay gang, so you get all the members-only content, all the stuff that's been up there for a while, and there will continue to be members-only content, exclusive members-only content on this channel regularly.
Until recently, I thought BLM was Bureau of Land Management. So, you know.
Fucking boomer. All right.
The Dragon's Treasure, $5, says, just remember you didn't get to 100K until you got a coupon from the Dragon's Treasure. I take all credit. You're welcome.
Dragon's Treasure, I am no longer allowing you to sell your wares through my channel. You are banned forever. You're done. That's it. You're over. You're too much of a weeb and a loser. That's it. You fail in life. You are a total failure. I'm joking.
You have a real dragon that sells treasure on your channel?
Yes, there's a dragon that sells treasure. His treasure's tea.
Okay.
And coffee, I think. He's going to start.
Well,
Dragon's Treasure, aren't you going to do coffee? I know you got cocoa. But anyways, Dragon's Treasure tea. Got to get his new coupon code uploaded. He's like, what the fuck? No. Also, read his comment here, Jenny.
WTF happened to Gordon Ramsay?
Felted.
Wow. What's felted mean?
You're such a boomer. Okay, then let's go to the next one.
Okay, Edward M. Lockwood says, here's to you and... Oh, wait, I already read that, yeah?
No, actually, it's the same as Carthy.
Here's to you, Andrew, well deserved.
Yeah, appreciate
well earned
that.
and deserved.
Edward, appreciate you. Remember the RPG. I appreciate everyone who's on the RPG or BLM. And last?
And the last, Pure Jealousy, $4.99 says, congratulations, cheers to 100K, love your content.
Pure Jealousy, appreciate you. I know you've been around. You're an OG. You've been around forever. So I definitely appreciate you. Appreciate you coming in, showing support, and being around for a long time. Because without us doing this for a while, yeah, it wouldn't be there. And by the way, that's really the secret to this, right? Like, you've got a YouTube channel,
Yeah.
man. And, like, you know, and sometimes you get kind of pissed off with YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
you know, and like you even tell me, you'll be like, fucking these other guys, you know, this or that, and you'll get kind of pissed off. But I'll say, look, dude, you're on your journey, and you're doing your thing, and your thing is not somebody else's thing.
Right.
So you got to get this mindset of like, I'm gonna do my thing, and if I want to do something different,
well, I have to constantly remember, I came to YouTube, I backed into it.
Yeah.
Because all I was trying to really do with YouTube is two things, actually. If you go back 15, 10, even 8 years ago, there was a ton of forums and these different platforms across the internet that, especially regarding Thailand, that just had nonsense on it. It was just misinformation, a bunch of stuff from like guys that have been out here that said, "Whoa, you can do it this way," and no, it wasn't like that. So I started.
So, well, you're saying people on the internet were giving misinformation and not knowing what the fuck they're talking about?
Listen,
they didn't know what they're talking about on the internet.
Yeah,
Random
exactly,
people who
yeah.
were posting with zero credentials, zero background.
And when you got to remember, when I first got out here, it was the era of the forums. Everything was done on forums, and you'd get into these forums, and people would trust what was happening on the forum, and then they go down and try to do it, and it'd be wrong because it was out-of-date information, whatever. So I made Integrity to address that, and obviously it had a promotional element to it. But I didn't do it for this
Integrity
element.
weed.
Integrity Farms. I didn't do it for this sort of element of it, which this is the part of it that I never got into. Because if you don't know, I'm kind of curmudgeon-y and reclusive.
Really?
Like I ditched Facebook in the middle of COVID. I just walked away.
Okay, no, pause. As a point of order here, because Ben just says she doesn't know. In Thailand, Facebook's actually a thing. I know it's weird.
Oh yeah, penetration is like 100%.
Whoa. Penetration is always important, Ben.
Well,
but, okay, listen.
I meant
Thailand has
demographically.
been penetrated, but we're talking about my Facebook, okay?
Right.
So people are on Facebook. It's actually a thing. People use that. It's active. You know, it's like used for social connections in an active way. It's not just the boomer vehicle it is in America, you know, which is all Facebook is in America.
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah,
it's
right.
a
But
boomer thing.
I mean, I'm not on any social media much to speak of. The only social media I'm really on is YouTube. And I started doing it primarily as sort of concomitant with my business. I didn't get into all this. I've really appreciated sort of your perspective on it, and honestly, I'm still going to be a reclusive asshole. So if you want to talk to somebody, talk to him.
Yeah, exactly. Don't talk to him. He's not good. I mean, Fat Larry Bird is also angry Larry Bird. Okay, so like he's very angry, right? You know.
I have pearls of wisdom on maybe some things having to do with expatriation. In fact, I am working on a course for new guys on how to expatriate, But honestly, though, the whole social media side of it, it's not so much my thing.
Yeah.
You like that. You know what I mean?
I don't know about like it. It's more like, it's like, well...
But you're into it. It's different. I've
been made into it.
I'm just a hair's breadth older than you enough that I didn't...
That you're irrelevant. I know it.
That I'm irrelevant. But that I came to social media differently. And you didn't. It's more intertwined in the way you live and stuff. And I'm just kind of out here doing my thing.
Yeah, which, that's
worked for me.
That's worked for you.
It's my journey. It's my truth.
Got 2 here.
Danielle says congratulations.
Is that Danielle that we usually
Danielle's
see?
my mod.
I like Danielle. Hi,
She's
Danielle.
good. She's
Hi,
good.
Danielle. She's all right.
And
She's great.
Hunch the Dirty Roofer, $20 says, just got a break from the roof. Here's to 100K. Can't wait till 200.
Appreciate you, Hunch. Stay out of Fort Myers and banging those bartenders because you're going to get arrested in the state of Florida and we don't fuck around. But no, I'm joking, Hunch.
Maybe we should get him out here.
Hunch would love it out here. Hunch, you don't have to just do bartenders in sleazy, trashy Florida towns. You can actually come over and do
Although that's certainly
respectable.
something to aspire to. I certainly understand the argument on that.
Yeah, you can. Sorry, Britt Cormier. Here you go.
Britt Cormier, $20 says, who is this curly-haired guy telling me that the internet has misinformation? He obviously does not know what the F he is. Can you swear in
Yeah, you can say fuck. You want to say it? Say it.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
He is saying, you are only allowed to put truth on the internet. The U.S. Gov says so. Jackass.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
you
no,
got
it's
me on
true.
that. You got
it's
me
true.
on that.
It does not. This does not come with a content warning.
Yeah.
Therefore, everything on this video is 100% true. It's also legal, financial, medical, and investment advice. Right? Like it's all of these things in one. And if you believe that, I've got a bridge to sell you.
Yeah. It's the unstepped on straight truth all the time.
All the time, 100%. Yeah. No swearing here. Yes. No fucking swearing here.
You watch your fucking mouth.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be good. And I honestly the thing I like about it is, we've been able to create spaces for getting out good information, but also hanging with people we like, having good conversations. And what my channel is always going to be about is having good conversations, giving you the unfiltered truth. Look, if we've got to come up with something like the jab for a couple months to get past them censoring that's fine. We all know what we're talking about here. Right. We're they're not gonna outsmart us here and outfox us on here. We're still gonna stay.
We are a couple of attorneys.
Yeah.
I do kind of forget
kinda
that.
Hard
you and I, because we've kind of dropped into this report. That was another big one. Is over the years I've seen a lot of people that have kind of their own way of talking about things and things. You're kind of aware of where the guardrails are, where we can talk about the straight stuff, but we can do it in such a way that we can continue to get the message out.
We can talk about the straight stuff and not be gay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't really going that way, but
listen, you can go whatever way you want. No judgment. Pride Month,
Yeah, all the way. Yeah, cool.
So, cool.
It's your truth, man.
Cool.
Whatever. I get it.
They don't.
The weird thing about that.
Sorry. Can you read this one for me? This is not a super chat. Just read this.
So is it? I thought the curly-haired guy was a chef.
What? Because I look like do I look like a guy that doesn't eat food? The irony is
never trust a skinny chef.
True.
It's very true.
The irony is I don't know how to cook shit. I would have a problem making scrambled eggs. Okay, so maybe not. One of the things that you were talking about, the Pride Month thing. One of the things that's really fascinating to me in the whole disconnect between East and West, over here none of that is an issue. It's just we've dealt with that. Everybody, again, conservative tolerance. I might not agree with everything you're about or your lifestyle or what you're doing, but who cares? What does my view of your life have to do with you? Nor should it have anything to do with you. Why do you care what I think? I like that about Asia, generally. In Thailand, specifically, it's live and let live, but, if I don't agree with it, that's my thing. Whatever.
Yeah. I really don't give a shit. As long as we can talk about it. I mean, like, I'm willing to disagree with people on, I mean, it's happened many times on stream.
Right.
It's fine as long as we can just talk about it in a civil manner and not get into your mama's so fat.
Right.
You know, she broke the, you know.
But more than that, when did
broke the Liberty Bell. I don't know.
When did sex and sexuality become social and political issues? That's where I lost the plot. I didn't understand when that happened. You know, if you want to live your lifestyle, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I was on board. I've written really detailed legal tracts about, you know, Justice Jackson and same-sex marriage and full faith and credit clause, and that was all before the Windsor decision. I'm on board with all of that. Again, I'm a little L libertarian. Where I lost it in the last 15 years and sort of lost the plot was, when did that stuff, like, start becoming political? What does that have to do with that?
It's been political for a while. That's what you missed in the last.
Again, it's a lot of what I missed over there.
Yeah.
You know.
That's definitely what you missed. But we won't be missing it on Bangkok Bros tomorrow, 7 p.m. Bangkok, which is 8 a.m. Eastern. So guys, check that out. It's gonna have Ben over here. It's gonna have Jenny reading the chats, which is gonna be kind of crazy. We're gonna try to get Rumble up.
It's also 7 a.m. Kansas time too. First time we started talking about this, I was like, hey, yeah, what is that Kansas time? He was like, hey, nobody gives a shit about Kansas time.
Who gives a fuck about Kansas time? He's going to put us on Kansas time, and that's going to get a whole 2 guys.
Yeah, well, you know.
When they're not busy with their cows. I mean, you know, I'm just saying,
you know,
man.
Fort Hayes, there's some party guys out there.
Just saying.
You know, just saying.
But we'll be back then on that stream. Guys, seriously, thank you so much. 100K has been an amazing journey. It's been crazy. There's been a lot of haters out there, a lot of snakes that have been biting. A lot of folks that have tried to come at me from one angle or another. A lot of people that have hated on what I'm doing. But listen, I'm out here doing whatever the fuck I'm going to do and talking about what I'm going to talk about, regardless of what they say, because it's the truth, because it's, you know, based in factual basis, right? Even if my argument may not be the one that you find persuasive, at least I'm basing it in reality and not in delusions, not just purely in my feelings. So that's the way we're going to be going forward. Got one more super chat here. We'll catch.
Brit Cormier, $10 says, it started becoming political once people realized they could grift off of it. Once you can raise money and donate it to the political parties, it becomes a business.
That's very true, Brit. That's very true. It's very true. Once you can grift, once you can make money, and it's a good grift, people get into it. Look, it's just like all the lawyers got in after Amber Heard. And by the way, look at where they're all now. They kind of disappeared, right? Like a lot of those folks that like showed up when the money was good, they're kind of gone now. They're kind of not really present.
And when you say showed up, you mean like in a YouTube sense?
Yeah, YouTube sense, right? Like a lot of these folks, they showed up because the money was good. And they took off. And I'm sure you see this in Thailand, right? With the booms and the bus, right? People are maybe right now with the sticky icky, if you will.
Right.
A lot of people are in marijuana now because it's relatively unregulated. But when it starts to be regulated, watch like a rat's off a ship.
Well,
there's at least some people.
Yeah,
right?
it's going to be interesting to watch that because there's a lot going on there. I think there's a bubble thing going on.
With all markets, a boom and a bust, right?
Well,
and you watch who's with it through the booms and the busts, because the people that are with it through the booms and the busts, much like you stay with it in the booms and the busts of a relationship, which is what those Western hoes don't understand. You know that there are booms and busts in a relationship.
Right.
You know. Like,
I have no frame of reference for that. I think the last time I dated a Western girl was like 16 years ago. So yeah.
So yeah, I know it wasn't like that back in 1942, but like after they invented the zoot suit, you know, things started to change.
Well, we did go down to the sock hop, and it was a good time. You know, I mean.
Yeah. But you know, things like. Anyways, we got to chat here. Let's
go to the chat.
Okay, Alyssa Ruiz. Okay. $19.99 says, cheers to 100K. So glad I found you through Nick. Appreciate your content, opinions, and promotions of independent thought. Also, love your fun-loving attitude. Keep up the good work.
Cheers. Appreciate you, Alyssa. I know you've been around for a while as well. You've been a member for a while, actually. So do appreciate you, and we just hit 600 here.
Well, thanks for not calling me overweight Larry Bird. That was nice.
Somebody sent a super chat calling him overweight Larry Bird or John Goodman.
It's not incorrect, but you know, whatever.
Or maybe like Snuffleupagus if he took too many hits of the bong. I don't know, like whatever you want.
Big Bird.
Yeah, Big Bird.
You're thinking of Big Bird, I think.
Snuffleupagus is a little. more questionable.
Yeah, well, I mean, I am pretty yellow in terms of my.
It's kind of racist.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you are Asian. You are
whoa,
officially Asian.
whoa. Hey. I got one of these.
So you got a brown card. You know?
No, I got my blue card. I got my blue card.
And your brown card.
No, I don't have a brown card. I got my blue card. Oh yeah, because now, well, I'm an
honorary. Blue and brown.
I'm an honorary. I'm an honorary Asian now because I'm a Thai. So
Very honorary.
Yeah, right.
Very honorary.
Right. Yeah, about as honorary as you get. About as attenuated as you get.
Yeah, but guys, make sure you check out Bangkok Bros. That link is it's pinned in the description.
Ooh.
So head over.
While I'm thinking about it, can I plug
Okay,
this?
yes, you can plug.
My shameless plug.
Shameless plugs here.
Shameless plug here. So anybody that's in Thailand, if you ever want to get the best buffalo wings in Bangkok, best burgers in Bangkok, American food, the Tavern, Sukhumvit Soi 4, the Tavern, Sukhumvit Soi 4.
Okay. Do you feel like a
I feel like
whore now?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay,
very much
good.
So.
Welcome to YouTube.
Yeah.
Welcome to YouTube.
Yeah, right.
Welcome
Right.
to YouTube.
Right.
But seriously, guys, thank you so much. Jenny, this is your first YouTube stream. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
What are your
Yeah.
thoughts?
Yeah. Okay. Good. So yeah, we'll all be back. This whole team will be back. Ben will be back. Me, Jenny, tomorrow.
A lot of different topics I think we have to discuss.
A lot of different topics tomorrow.
It's our journey over there. It's our journey.
It's our journey. But stay there, check it out, and I'll catch you guys later.